And we are live. Welcome to the Sunday service, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. As we wait for our guests to settle in, and you can see her there looking beautiful, looking radiant. Make sure you are also watching the live stream over at Everything Africa with Omar. I am going to pull up the channel shortly so that you guys can see it. Everything Africa with Omar, that is our Sunday service co-host. I see 4 million people in the house. Please give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. We need those thumbs ups. And those are 2 monetized channels. So make sure you interact with the goal. Make sure you interact with the $sign if possible. We don't mind. We welcome gifts. I see a number of people there. I see Tonya. I see Eva Kika in the building. Welcome, Eva. How are you doing, Eva Kika? Nice to see you. I thought I saw, there's somebody I saw at the beginning of the live stream very early. This was X-Red. Yes, I saw X-Red. I saw Lux Latitude. Welcome everyone to the Sunday service. And thank you so much for really making it here. We are about to start. So we have about like 10 minutes just to make sure that all of you are settled in before we start the show. Get the music going on. In case you're watching the live stream from my channel, from my channel and you're not yet connected to Everything Africa with Omar, there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. That link will take you over to Omar's channel where we're also doing the live stream. We are multi-streaming, so we are streaming both in Nigeria and in Kenya. We are streaming in both countries, and it's important you're part of those. You're part of both countries. Who are on the stream. All right. And you can see Omar there setting up, looking radiant, looking beautiful, looking stunning. I know she's like, we've been planning this for a minute. And I'm so honored that she found the time to make it to the Sunday service today. So thank you so much, everyone, for making it. It is the second last Sunday of the month of April, and today I want us just to talk about Africa. Today I want us to just appreciate the continent, to see what what the continent has to offer, to debunk the myths that some of you may have heard about the Africa as a continent, and that is why Omar is here to hang out with me and break down those myths. Tony is saying, "Hi, pretty Omar." Yeah. Omar, you can, let me say that I can unmute you. I think I muted you briefly, but I can unmute you so that you can be, I've just done it. Yeah. Okay. Tonya is, yeah, you can scream at Tonya because she's like excited to see you here. Tonya! But I hope you have a glass of water there with you ready, so that you all this screaming, you don't lose your voice, and we need that voice at the Sunday service.
I will have to go and get water.
Yes, please get a glass of water so that you're not screaming at people and you lose your voice. Lindy Bodibe, welcome, Lindy Bodibe, nice to see you. I see Mental, welcome, Mental, nice to see you, and thank you for coming to the Sunday service, Mental. And Shanazi is in the building. Welcome, Shanazi. Shanazi saying, hello, Goga and Omar. Shana. You're going to make me start making noise that it's still early. And then Tonya says, Omar, you are looking extremely pretty. Yes. She looks stunning. She looks amazing. And I'm glad. Let me tell you, when people come to the Sunday service, I'm always surprised. how they have a look. And thanks so much for the thumbs up. Once again, guys, we are multi-streaming. So in case you're watching the live stream from my channel, there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you directly over to Omar's channel. Let us watch the live stream from there. I think it's a monetized channel. You'll find the ads are on there. Let's give her that support. Let's give her that love, because the Sunday service is all about love. The Sunday service is all about support, inspiration, even in the face of collaboration. We find ways of just making sure that at least we are affirming the people in the community and what they do in terms of their content and so on and so forth. So thank you so much, Lindy Bodibe. Just remember, thank you so much for the reminder to do the thumbs up. Yes, you have to like. The like is like the offering. When you come to the Sunday service, the like is like your offering. Let me come over to Omar's live stream so that you see me. I'm also there. Even me, I'm there. Even me, I am there. Dropping my hearts, dropping my thumbs up. Yes, please make sure you're part of that beautiful beautiful live stream that is taking place over there, and just make sure that you're part of that support system. Right. Mr. President is in Africa. Africa too, looking good. Thank you. You don't have to represent Niger. Oh, you know me. You know me. I have to represent Niger. I have to represent my people. Oh, I have to represent my people now. So, and I made sure, because I knew I was coming to meet Oma, I had to make sure. That I dress the part, because this is Africa. This is Africa, and Africa is a story, and the story of Africa has to be told the African way. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Thanks so much for that compliment. Omar, you're being told that you're looking very pretty by Tonya. Your sister Tonya said that you're looking very pretty. Shana Z is so excited to see you as well. We have Mental is also like sending you love. Guys, in case you're not yet connected to Omar, please click on the pinned link that is on top of my chat. It will throw you directly over to her live stream. Just to confirm for me that her live stream is running nicely. Confirm for me that you're connected to her. Confirm for me that you're giving her you have given her a thumbs up. There's a goal there. There's a dollar sign there. That is a newly monetized channel. I can see the ads are running as they're supposed to. Make sure that you're part of that beautiful community, so that at least you get to hang out with her, because she does live streams every day. I know she had traveled for the past 1 week, but she's now back. But she does live streams every day. It's normally in the evening. It's normally in the evening, because I normally see it's very late Kenyan time, but it's normally in the evening Niger time. So that you can be part of her story, and let us listen to the conversations around why is she passionate about Africa. Why did she pick Africa as a niche? And is it a promising niche in the first place? Those are the things we want to unpack in this Sunday service. Right. Without further ado, let me see whether I can bring her up on the screen so that you guys can say, Goga, we are not seeing Omar nicely. We are not seeing Omar nicely. Empowering Generation says, Goga, Yoga, you gained a Niger accent. Tell me now. Of course, I'm half Nigerian. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows I'm from Nigeria. Everybody knows I'm from Niger, Remember that song, Empowering Generations, Ojueleba, the Noma story from All Dog Studio. I'm feeling good today. We know these things. And I can see you guys landing in. And thank you so much, Empowering Generation, for supporting my sister Omar. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Empowering Generations was one of my that was my former boss, and she's my life coach and mentor. So I'm so honored that she has jumped over to support our sister Omar. And I really appreciate that. Yes, make sure you're connected to Omar. Make sure the beautiful lady with only 3 letters. Only 3 letters in the name. Only 3 letters. You can't say that you don't know how to pronounce Omar's name. Like, who doesn't know how to pronounce my last born's name? Like, it's Omar, O-M-A. It has what do you call these things? A-A-E-O-U. It has vowels. It is only 3 letters. Like, what is 3 letters, surely? What is 3 letters? 3 letters is very easy to pronounce, and it's not one of those. You cannot struggle. You cannot struggle with 3 sounds. Lady Bodibe says, Oma is looking cutesy. Ooh, Oma is looking cutesy. It's already getting hot. I can see her getting her fan and everything ready. And I really appreciate the love you guys are throwing over to Omar. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Ree the Explorer, welcome. Ree, nice to see you, sis. Thanks so much for coming in. How are you doing, Ree? Thank you so much, Ree, for making it. And Ria, I really like how you've been very active on live streams, like in the last couple of weeks. I think you have been onto 3 of your live streams in the past week, and I'm so glad that you are really stepping up in terms of the live streaming. So thank you so much, Ree the Explorer, for making it. And once again, guys, the same love that you're extending over to me, please make sure you extend it to our sister Everything Africa with Oma. There's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. Jump on top of that link. It will take you over to her live stream, and then you can be part of that beautiful community. All right. Yeah, I'm already there, and I'm already dropping comments and whatnot. I am already there. So make sure that you're part of that beautiful channel. Right. Without further ado, let me say that I can bring my my co-host up a little bit so that we can. It's already 10 minutes. It's already 10 minutes. I just want us to like it's already 10 minutes. I just want us to like at least make sure that at least we are starting. Bad Files, welcome. Bad Files, how are you doing? Bad Files, thanks so much for coming in, sis. How are you doing, Sue? Sue is in the building. Okay. Tonya says, I have to come back here. And Goga, you actually dress Nigeria, Hausa for that matter. Thank you so much for telling them where I'm from. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Oh my God, we got a raid. We got a raid. We got a raid. We got a raid. I think we got a raid from Miss TikTok. Miss TikTok Mix Vlogs. Miss Titi Mix Vlogs. Thank you so much, Miss Titi, for the raid. I see Trinidadian living in Finland is in the building. Welcome, Titi. Thank you so much for that beautiful flight. The flight has landed in Kenya safe and sound. Thank you so much, Titi. I see Titi, I see Trini, I see Roxy. Welcome, Roxy. Nice to see you, Roxy. Thanks so much for coming in. They definitely did not crash. You definitely did not crash. The flight has landed safely. The flight has landed safely. I'm not even seeing the pilot, and I'm already welcoming. I'm already welcoming the pilot here. I have not seen the. I'm only seeing Roxy and Trini. But anyway, the pilot is about to land here because the pilot was eating. This pilot was even, how does a pilot eat when they are flying flights? These pilots of nowadays, they need to pick their priorities. But thank you so much, Titi, for the raid. Appreciated. We got the raid. I see Shana Z came in through the Shana Z was already here. She flew private, but I can see she was also on the raid as well because I remember she was there. Thank you so much, guys, for the raid. Thank you so much for landing. You could have just chosen not to come in with the flight, but you actually supported, the pilots to land here safely. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that decision. Thank you so much for that decision. Right. Bad Files is saying good morning to you. Good morning. Guys, I know you're wondering who is that beautiful lady next to Goga. That is none other than Everything Africa with Oma. Everything Africa with Oma on the screen. That is our amazing Sunday service co-host. And Professor Green, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in through the raid. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for that. Read the Explorer, thank you so much for that membership. Oh my God, thank you so much, Reed, for that membership. Let me acknowledge this. Let me acknowledge this. Thank you so much, Reed the Explorer, for joining the Green Army. May your pot brim in abundance. Thank you so much for that membership, Reed. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate. You could have picked anybody else. You decided to invest. You decided to put in your bank details. You decided to put in financial information on the internet. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. I have to make sure that I acknowledge that. Trini says, Goga, I have shared out your live stream. Thank you so much, Trini. I really appreciate that. And then Reese says, Goga, this is my first ever YT membership. Thank you for your lessons. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ree. I don't take it for granted. Like, this is the first membership you've ever joined on YouTube. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing us. I don't take it for granted. That is that's such a big deal. And I'm glad that the lessons have really been useful and impactful. Thank you so much for saying that. You really made my day. You really, really made my day. You made my day. You're almost making me feel like crying. You really made my day. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the membership, Read the Explorer. I really appreciate it. And then I see, let me see whether I missed anything. So TT Raid, thank you so much, Miss TikTok, once again for the raid. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate the raid. I really appreciate the raid. Thank you so much, Miss TikTok. She was like being held hostage in her own life, saying, Goga, why are you not starting the Sunday service? Goga, why are you not starting the Sunday service? Why am I going to raid? Goga, why are you not starting the Sunday service? Why am I going to raid? 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 Thank you so much for I had to make sure that I start on time so that at least she can get to land here. So thank you so much, Miss TikTok, for the raid. Hey, See Death is in the building. Guys, if you don't have See Death, please, this channel is almost reaching 1,000 subscribers. He only needs 60 houses. Only 60 houses and See Death will be at 1,000 subscribers. In case you're not connected to see that, very supportive, by the way, very supportive in the community. This channel has to reach 1K before the month ends. That is it has to be done, guys. It has to be done. So in case you can support Seeded, please make sure that you're part of that beautiful be part of the story that gets him to 1K. He's already half monetized. We just need him to get to 1K so that he can be fully in the YouTube partner program. I'm so invested in this, and Omar will agree with me because Omar has also been through this journey. Please make sure you support students to get that 1K because so that he can get like fully he can get fully monetized. Fluffy Diva, welcome. Fluffy Diva says, "How you dressed up so, Goga?" Miss TikTok is like, "What is the occasion? Can't you see the beautiful African queen that is next to me? You think I will just show up at the Sunday service like looking the? You think I'll just be looking like that, guys? Guys, we are at the Sunday service. We have to make sure we are dressed like Sunday. You can see the way Oma is looking amazing. You can see the way I'm looking amazing. I mean, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? Miss TikTok, thank you for noticing. Fluffy Diva, thank you for noticing. I am glad. Once again, guys, in case you have not yet connected to our amazing and beautiful co-host, you can see her on the screen. There's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you over to her live stream. We are multi-streaming on both my channel and her channel. Yes, there we go. We are multi-streaming on both my channel and her channel. So make sure you are connected to her. The link to her live stream is pinned on top of my chat. Make sure you're part of this beautiful community so that at least you can be part of that conversation. Lux Latitude, my sister, thank you so much for coming in. Lux Latitude says, "I'm just in the background writing my paper." Thank you so much, Lux. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for that. I am Nigerian. I'm representing Niger, and you can see everything Africa with Oma. Guys, the Sunday service is called Everything Africa with Oma. There is no way I could not have dressed. No, I couldn't have dressed as an African. I had to make sure that I've dressed like a proper African. It's Everything Africa with Oma. It is not called Everything Africa with Goga. It is called Everything Africa with Oma. So I have to make sure. Right. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. And those of you who have connected to Everything Africa with Oma, I really appreciate you guys jumping over to her live stream and giving us support. Yeah, the link is pinned on top of my chat. Make sure that you're part of that. Right. Miss TikTok says, "Goga, we need letters as members." I'm tired of these pictures. We want to learn how to spell so that we need the letters first. I'm thinking about it. Letters have never been my thing, Miss TikTok. So I'm yet to make a decision. I know I need to upgrade the stickers, but I will figure it out. And guys, I welcome a new member, Read the Explorer. She says this is the first ever membership she has ever joined on YouTube. And I'm so honored that she chose us for this particular thing. So Read the Explorer, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that membership. Guys, without further ado, allow me to welcome our guest so that we can start the show. You guys, the rest of you will connect to her when she's talking, when she's like answering your questions, okay? Right. So let me bring her up on the screen so you can see the beautiful lady on the screen there. I will pause my music briefly so that I can read something real quick about her, and then we can at least get it going. Look at this, she has a beautiful smile. Guys, please drop some hearts over at Everything Africa with Oma. Go to her live stream and drop some nice hearts. Get some very colorful hearts there. Get some very beautiful hearts. Drop them over on her chat. Let her feel the love. Oma, what is your favorite color? You can unmute. What is your favorite color, Oma? You are muted. Yes, I did not hear.
Okay, it depends, but generally my favorite color is black.
Black. Oh, I like black. I like black. If you are on Omar's live stream, please drop some nice black hearts. I see Sun God, welcome Sun God. I see Cheryl, welcome Cheryl coming through with her second channel. Read the Explorer says, "I was brought into this community by none other than Miss TikTok Mixed Vlogs." Oh my God, Miss TikTok, thank you, Miss TikTok. Mwah! Thank you so much, Miss TikTok, for always plugging me with the best. Thank you so much for that, Miss TikTok. Guys, if you don't have Everything Africa with Oma, please drop some nice black hearts on. I like even how her channel theme has a black theme going on. So let me see that I can drop some nice black hearts there on her chat so that you guys can see. Drop some nice black hearts there on the chat. Let me see that I can get some black hearts on her chat. Black, they only like black hearts on YouTube. YouTube, I think, has all these emojis. So yeah, drop some nice black hearts there just to confirm that you are there over and connected to her. Drop some nice black hearts on the black emojis on the chat throughout. And Sun God has given us a blessing. Sun God say, oh my God, Sun God, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much for that super chat, Sun God. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. May your pot brim in abundance. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that, Sun God. I don't take it for granted. You could have picked anybody else, but you chose us. So thank you so much for that. And then See Death, guys, as I said, See Death is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. He only needs 50 houses for that business to be done. I want us to get See Death to 1K at the latest by the end of this month. If you are not yet at 1K on Wednesday, come to the academy. We will finish the job. If you're not yet at 1K by Wednesday, come to the academy. We will finish the job as a community. We will make it a community responsibility to make sure that you test 1K. You test 1K before the month ends. I'm so invested in you getting to 1K, and you have to make sure that it happens. All right. So guys, without further ado, allow me to read a quick, quick biography just to introduce our guest, and then then at least we can be able to start the show. Oma is a dynamic Nigerian YouTube creator and a digital storyteller. And she's the visionary woman behind Everything Africa with Oma, a fast-growing platform dedicated to capturing the true pulse of the continent that is Africa. With a bold and unapologetic voice, Oma has positioned her channel as a vibrant hub for Africa's stories, spotlighting everything from breaking news and viral moments to music, food, innovation, and cultural expression across diverse African communities. Driven by a deep sense of pride and purpose, Oma is not just creating content, she is actively reshaping narratives. Her work challenges outdated perceptions and replaces them with stories that reflect Africa's brilliance, resilience, and limitless potential. Through consistency, curiosity, and an instinct for what resonates, Oma has built a platform that informs, inspires, and connects audiences both on the continent and across the diaspora, because she definitely has a very vibrant diaspora community. At the heart of our work is a clear mission to amplify Africa's brightest minds, boldest creators, and most inspiring innovators, while reminding the world that Africa is not a single story, but a powerful collection of voices, experiences, and possibilities. With every upload, Oma continues to turn content into culture and storytelling into a movement. Oma, welcome to the Sunday service. I may not have done it justice, but to the people who are seeing you for the first time, please introduce yourself to these beautiful people who are watching us right now.
Okay, it's actually evening for me, so good evening to everyone from different parts of the world. My name is Oma, for short. And let's just say I'm probably the face behind Everything Africa with Oma.
All right. I like that. Everything Africa with Oma. What inspired, was this your first ever channel name? And why, what was the thought process that went into Everything Africa with Oma? Like, what inspired that name?
So the honest truth was that the name Everything Africa with Oma was my first ever YouTube name. And it actually started from when I decided to go into YouTube. So it took me a long time to actually go into YouTube. And picking that name, I had so many reasons. And most times when I try to change the name, I can't, because it feels like it's really personal to me. And the reasons behind me picking the names makes it difficult for me to want to change the name. Because sometimes it feels like it's not working. But then I actually picture this channel beyond a platform, beyond social media. I picture it as a brand. And I don't know how long it will take me to grow it as a brand, but I just believe there is something inside this particular platform that can actually do a lot for not just me, but for my community and for Africa as a whole.
I love that. Talk to us about you're from Nigeria. Paint for us a picture of Nigeria, where you're from, and because I'm sure sometimes your environment has an influence in terms of inspiring your content creation. You're from Africa, Nigeria to be specific. Talk to us about where you're from there in Nigeria. Are you living in the city? Are you living in the village? Is it somewhere in between?
So I'm actually living, I would not actually say a village, it's actually a developing city. Not like a big city, just a mini city. So you have the touch of, there's something we call Aberu and Posh, that kind of combination. So you are just in between.
Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to acknowledge Sun God. Sun God, thank you so much for that blessing. This one is from Judith Run with me. She can't super chat from her accounts on my behalf. Please thank you so much. I will make sure that I give Judith my acknowledgement. Thank you so much for that, Sun God. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for the love, Sun God. Thanks so much for the love over here. I don't take it for granted. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Right, and once again, guys, there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you over to Omar's live stream. We are multi-streaming both in Kenya and both in Kenya and Niger. Both in Kenya and Niger, we are live in both countries. We are live in both countries. So make sure that you're connected to Omar by clicking on the link that is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you over to her channel, and then you get to connect to her. Omar, I like your name. Is like your name just Omar, or is it like a short form of a longer name? And does it have a special meaning? Because I know in Africa, our names always have meanings.
Okay, so the name Omar is actually an abbreviation, but Omar on its own means useful. It means
I like that.
So when you say something is good, that's Omar. So that's what it means. So some persons actually answer Omar just as a name. Sometimes it can be a very long name, like a sentence. So you just pick whatever works for you.
Useful. I like that. Useful. Wow.
Useful and good, depending on the context. So generally it means good, but in some contexts you can say useful.
Tony is saying, can you say the full name because you said it's an abbreviation?
That's a secret.
She's looking for receipts too early. And Bosede, welcome, Bosede. Nice to see you, Bosede. I see you there on the chat, Bosede. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate that. Appreciate the connection. Omar, let us talk about take us to that moment, because for you to have created, you say, I like what you said during your introduction. You want the channel to be, for you see the channel as a brand, and even anytime you've thought of changing it, your spirit has refused for you to change the name because it is going to grow into a brand. Take me back to that moment where you decided that Africa's story was not being told correctly, and you decided to add your voice into the African story. What why you could have just picked any other niche. You could have just picked something else to talk about. There are people who do a lot of village content, but for you wanted to tell Africa's story. What is that thing that made you feel the need to actually tell the African story?
Okay, I wanted to say something. I just remembered I'm not somewhere. Okay, so I'll just have to go back to the very, very beginning. So I have to go back with the time machine. So I think around 2022, I had a friend who has a YouTube channel. So he keeps telling me, start a YouTube channel. And I don't like doing stuff that are trending. That's just one thing. So I've had YT on my phone for a long while. I don't open it. Except I just want to browse or how to do whatever. But I had the open YT. So he kept telling me, open YT. And 2024, I called him, I told him, I want to start. He was like, from 2022, 2023, 2024, how did you just decide to change? And I said, well, somebody said something somewhere, and it made me think about why not start? Whatever you are actually scared of doing, why not just start it, even if you're not perfect? So we started thinking about the name. He told me, use this name, use that name. But all the names he was speaking, I wasn't comfortable with it. I just knew deep down inside of me when I was thinking about it, I had to like take time off to think about it. I just knew I wanted to tell something different. A lot of persons have been telling the story about Africa. And most times it's from the part of side of pity. Most times it's from the side of the less privileged. Most times it's from the side of a continent that is not well to do. But I was like, media has been really, what would I call it? The media is, the world is vast and so many informations are going through. So on Everything Africa with Oma, I decided to actually pick out African stories, authentic African stories, because now we are actually the gatekeepers of information. So why not tell the actual stories and help bridge the gap between misinformation and disinformation by telling the stories the way they should be told. So people don't look at us as Africans as people who are beggars in quotes. Because I remember when I started, somebody was like, "You're black, you're a beggar," and I laughed. I said, yes, I'm black, but it doesn't make me a beggar. It doesn't make me less privileged. It doesn't make me low standard. It just means I'm as unique and different as every other person is.
I like that. I like that. I like that. And I think that goes deep into some of the misconceptions, especially about Africa. And maybe that can be a very curious question to like ask you, just maybe to do a follow up to that question that I just asked. In terms of like the misconceptions about Africa as a continent, and feel free to like be as very brutally honest as possible. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about Africa, globally, internationally, when it comes to Africa. And I like what you give an example there in terms of like Africa is painted in very negative light. It's a poor place. There's a lot of poverty. Nothing good is happening there. What is the one that frustrates you the most? And how are you actively ensuring that your channel makes this very clear?
Okay, in terms of the challenges we actually have, right?
Yes. Or the misconceptions about Africa, the one that you really don't like anytime people like are talking about it, it just annoys you. There's always that one misconception about the continent that can annoy you as an African.
Okay. One of the popular misconceptions is the fact that I will not say Africa, it's the fact that my country is being tagged a country of fraudsters.
Nigeria.
That's a very, very big misconception, but it's happening. So most times when you have let's say you're having conversations with people and you tell them, oh, you are actually Nigeria, and they just flare up, oh, you're actually a fraudster, kind of.
I know. I can
So
imagine.
the thing is, naturally, I should react, because why would you call my country a fraudster? But if you know where I actually come from, now we have different types of stereotypes. Within Nigeria, we have stereotypes as part of like your tribe. Within your tribe, you also have stereotypes as part of your community. So even my community is also stereotyped in my tribe. My tribe is also stereotyped in Nigeria, and Nigeria is stereotyped in Africa, and Africa is stereotyped in the world. So the journey has been long. I don't think there's any particular name that they will say that will make me feel uneasy, because I've been fighting for long to actually change the narrative that I've been actually tagged with.
I like how you brought in the aspect of even within Africa itself, and then within even our own tribes, because that is one thing that I think that's one thing that also is always important to clarify to the world, that most of us in this side of the world, like Omai is from Nigeria, I am from Kenya. The one that annoys me sometimes, Omar, is people thinking Africa is one country. And then I have to say that normally like annoys me a lot. Like when you're like, oh, I'm going to Africa. When I hear somebody say that they're going to Africa, I'm like, what do you mean you are going to Africa? Africa has like 55 countries in it, and they're all like extremely huge. So and then it's like I think like somebody meets Oma and Goga, is like, Oma and Goga, you guys like do you do you stay in the same place? And I'm like, she's literally like, I don't know how many kilometers, like she's over like 3,000 kilometers away from me, like, or 4,000 kilometers thereabout away from me. She's like extremely far. So it's always like a very interesting scenario when you have to start explaining this kind of realities to somebody. Like, we are not from one country, but I also like the aspect of the tribe. How many tribes do you guys like have in Nigeria generally, and within your own tribe, how many like sub tribes do you guys have? Because that can help us set the scene.
To be honest, Nigeria is actually a heterogeneous society. So there are so many tribes. The three major tribes are actually Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. But we still have some predominant tribes like the Jaw, the Efi, the oh, a lot. I can't actually Kalabari, Ogoni, and the rest of them. Then down
Yeah.
to my state, which is Rivers State. That's where the problem is. I think that's where actually God said, let the whole world scatter. Because in my state, we have so many languages. So you can be from my state and we will still not even understand each other. So that's
Wow.
how serious it is. And the funny thing is, within my own LGA, you can still be in my own LGA and still not understand each other. Within my LGA, we still have different languages within my LGA. So it's more like somebody's like, okay, I might went somewhere, and then they said, oh, this person is from River State, this person is your sister. But I could not understand one thing this person was saying, because this particular lady was from a tribe called Ogoni. You should know Ogoni. Ogoni is a very popular tribe in Nigeria. So they say she's my sister, but funny thing is we can't understand each other. Just because we are from the same states.
Makes sense. We have a question from Tonya. Tonya is asking, do you think that it will be easy to correct most of these misconceptions?
The best we can actually do is to try to confirm informations or things that we are being told, right? I'm going to start with sorry, I have to be using some terminologies. Some persons, they actually have certain narratives because that's what they have been told, which is why history is very important. I can remember when Aisha Speedy came, I made a video about that, because normally I don't talk about celebrities that much, but I had to make a video about Aisha Speedy because so many persons actually realized that Africa had lights, we had road, we put on clothes. I think when some person will think maybe we're actually more like animals roaming the streets, screaming, that kind of Homerestus way back then. But when Aisha Speedy came, we saw real life civilization. So many persons were crying on the internet, like, what's happening? So you can see that most persons were actually told the wrong stories, but they did not confirm, right? And then I think one particular popular writer made a statement, said all her life she felt she was actually fair until she went to America and she was called black skin. So when she looked at herself, she was like, oh, in Nigeria, I'm actually Oyibo. They're calling black skin here. So these misconceptions, it's more like a stereotype because over the years, these people have been told these particular things. You can't actually be angry at them for knowing these things. The only thing you can actually do is to actually make your own story different by showing them the right thing.
Yeah,
that's just the only thing you can do. You can't force them. But when Aisha Speedy came and used this platform, he actually made them to realize that Africa is more beautiful than we give it credit for. So by showing these things with your platforms, that's the only way you can actually change the misconception. But you can't do anything. You can't call anybody racist. You can't call anybody bitter or angry because they actually know what they were told to know from the beginning.
Absolutely. Ayman, thank you so much for the 35 months of trust. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, brother. I hope you're doing well. I see Isaiah is like very excited to see you, calling you Princess of Africa, Oma. I just thought I should let you know. Isaiah is on the chat and just giving you your flowers. There's a comment here by Chana, who is from Cameroon, and Cameroon is guys. Chana is from another African country, and that already tells the diversity that is on the chat. Shana says, a Tunisian colleague of mine once said that she really wants to visit Africa. Guys, I want you to note how that is very important. A Tunisian. You can Google where Tunisia is located. It is up at the top of Africa there. A Tunisian colleague of mine once said that she really wants to visit Africa. I was like, where is Tunisia located again, darling? Then she say she means the real Africa where you have lions. And Omar, you'll agree with me, that is another story. When we start talking about those North African countries, that becomes a different conversation. Don't you agree?
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, the thing about, like I said, most times when we talk about, sorry, I have to bring in the word, when we talk about racism, right? And sometimes we feel like racism is only when people from the West actually talks down on us or abuse our color. But in Africa, we have a real issue that we have refused to work on. And that's one of the reasons why we can't actually advance beyond the point where we are. Some persons feel like they don't deserve to be in Africa because Africa is probably outdated to them. While some persons feel like they own Africa, and some persons are have just monopolized the whole Africa to themselves. So we are in the North Africans feel like they are better off than the other section of Africa. Is actually alarming. But now I don't blame them, right? Because there are certain things that we actually try to expose.
I like that. Omar froze there for a bit.
To
Oh yeah, you're not. You're back. You froze a bit, but you're back. Carry on.
Okay, so it's just like one of my hand is dark and the other hand is fair, and I'm like, because this is fair, I'm going to cut it off because this is like a lot. Sorry, I had a call. Am I back?
Yes, you're back. You're back. You're back. Yes, I think the call cut you. You are saying something about one of your hands is, yeah, I think there's I lost you. Whoever is calling Omar, please stop calling Omar. Omar is on TV. Stop interrupting with the beautiful princess. She's on TV. Stop calling the princess when she's on TV. Allow me to, as I wait for her to get back, let me say that I can acknowledge a few people. She froze so nicely. Let me take a screenshot there real quick. Thank you so much for that. She froze so good. Whoever is calling Omar, please stop calling Omar. She's on TV. We need to like continue. Yeah, call her when she's done with the TV session. And guys, if you have any question you want to ask, Omar, please feel free to drop them on the chat. If you have any comments, if you have any observations that you want to drop, by all means, feel free to drop them on the chat. I'll be able to highlight them for her so that at least, she's able to like at least see them. Hey, Clay for kids, welcome, Clay. Nice to see you, Clay. And once again, to everybody who's coming in on the chat, thank you so much. Today we are speaking to Everything Africa with Omar. Everything Africa with Omar, all the way from Nigeria. She just dropped off a bit, but she's coming back. Somebody is trying to call her. And I'm trying to say, when people are on TV, you don't call them. They are on their, don't use their phone. They are on TV. Bosede, I hope you're doing well. And I think that's everyone. Is there anybody I missed? Tony Stock is asking, what's that misconception that is common among all the African people? And Omar is back. Just
okay,
in time.
Sorry, I have to take the call because if I didn't take the call, the person will not stop calling.
Okay, thank you for that. We had to make sure we tell the person to come to the live stream and comment on TV. Anyway, carry on. I think you are trying to finish your thought process on something.
Okay, so I was saying something that I don't actually blame North Africa for certain things they do, because if you have to like do a comparison, you notice that North Africa has a lot going on with them. And then some things I can't actually bring out because it's going to be like me shooting myself on my foot. So we have to keep private things private, and it's the media, and we have to understand that we can't bring up everything about us for the public to actually dissect. We just have to use our wisdom to know the things that should be talked about in the media and the things that we should just leave behind. But North Africa is used a lot better. And then brings us back to the question is, why is West Africa? Why is East Africa? Why are they having the issues they are having? And that's more like political, which is why I said I have to like keep it private. But Africa has a lot of potentials, actually, a lot of potentials. But we choose to be puppets rather than do right by ourselves.
All right. Blessings, Goga, and my sister Omar. Thank you so much, Reds, for that. We see you. No, you're fine. You're okay. We can hear you. I can see
Am
you.
I frozen? I can't
No,
hear you.
you're not frozen.
I can't hear you.
Wait, let me see. Uh,
I missing something.
can you hear me now?
I can't
Oma,
hear you. What's happening?
you can get out and come back in. We can hear you very well. Guys, can you hear me?
I'm hearing the song, but I can't hear your voice.
Okay, let me get out and come back.
I can hear the background song, but I can't hear your voice.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Okay, I needed to leave and come back. Okay, but I could hear you very well, and you're not frozen or anything. And welcome everyone, Dr. Alice Africa. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Hi, Dr. Alice. Nice to see you. Dr. Alice was our guest last week. Thank you so much for that. If you have any question you want to ask Everything Africa with Oma, by all means, feel free to ask so that at least we can be able to unbank Africa. If you've always been very curious and you're in our community and you're like, this Goga is from Africa, Kenya to be precise, Oma is from Nigeria. If you have any curious question you've always wanted to ask about our continent, feel free to ask that, because we do have the authority. The person whose channel, the person who's paying on YouTube is to think of Africa. Me, I don't have these problems. I cannot even dare start talking about Africa. But Oma, this is her content, this is her niche, and this is one of the things that she does every time she's posting content. Oma, I want to ask you a question in terms of your platform. When you're growing your channel, because I remember when that friend of yours in 2022 gave a suggestion, you are always on YouTube. When you are growing your channel, how did you have to convince people of your message? Like the content, the niche itself. Like I know that was a bit of quite like a heavy lifting. So how did you go about convincing people that, hey, my name is Oma and I want us to talk about Africa? Like, how was that process building the channel?
It was difficult because I remember my first video was actually I posted a video of an African shoemaker that made created footwear from scratch. Like, it was really beautiful. She used different materials. I posted pictures of newspaper being used to create beautiful artwork. It was a lot because I remember back there I would tell people, oh, I have a YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then I kept receiving copyright back to back. Once he got tired of me, they were giving me serious copyright and I had to take a break. But it was very difficult convincing people that actually my content was focused on Africa, because a lot of persons felt it was really stupid of me to actually focus on Africa, because they will be like, the RPM is really low. Why do you want to focus on Africa when you have the world to actually take a bite from? But then somebody has to do what the person has to do. And it's interesting.
The person is calling Oma again.
Is that most times, I'm sorry, I don't know why everybody's calling me. But most persons who watch, from my analytics, most of my audience are actually not Africans. So it's like a prophet not being valued in quote in his own time. So most times we feel like we know a lot about what is happening around us. So why are we interested in hearing the things that is happening around us? So most people who actually want to hear is people from outside the country. I'm going to give an illustration. There was this crisis that happened far back in my state. That was around 2013 or so. During that time, somebody called. The person was, I think, in the US. The person called, and the person was like, that I heard that everybody in my hometown has run away. That somebody posted a picture online. It was just fowl that was on the streets roaming around. So we are like, we have not done the fowl. We're actually here. So you see that people from our side actually get information faster than we that are actually here, because we just don't care.
Sorry. Oma, can you hear me? Okay, I can see your eyes blinking. Yeah. In terms of the audience, as the channel I'm sure has been growing very progressively. You got into the YouTube partner program. You still post videos, and you say Africa is not necessarily your audience, but you have a lot of people from outside the continent who are watching the content. In terms of your audience, are you comfortable with your content being watched by the people outside the continent or people within the continent itself?
Uh, for me, my actual target was not actually Africa. It's more
Nice.
like using a fish to catch another fish. So Africans normally they don't actually want to hear things that concerns them. So there's a particular narrative I want to give out. It's not for Africans, it's actually those people outside. They are the people who want to hear what's happening because they are not here. Let's say there's something that happened right here in Nigeria. I might not quickly go to watch any particular media house. I might just go to WhatsApp and somebody else is already posting it on their status, right? But most of these persons, they don't have that privilege. So when we put out these information about things happening in Africa, you see people actually talking about, wow, I've been in Nigeria for like 30 years. I left Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. What is happening in my country? So now, I think currently now we have more YouTubers who create content concerning Africa. They don't reside in Africa. They stay outside Africa. So I think
Absolutely.
I actually have more like an edge, though I've not gotten to that place yet because I actually stay here and I'm telling it. So it means I'm actually feeling the brunt of what I'm saying.
All right. When it comes to like your content, which is that one moment or that video that made you realize that, oh my God, this is just beyond content. I'm shaping perspective. It could have been a comment that maybe like somebody left on a video. What was that one video moment or one moment you had on YouTube generally that made you realize that it is not just content, you are shaping a conversation?
Okay, so I would actually, for now, one of the things going very well for me is actually live streams. I think that was last year or so, early last year or so, or should be early last year or 2024. I was
Yeah.
live streaming, just enjoying my live stream the way I normally play around. And then somebody came and the person was like, "You are black, you are African, you are beggars." And I wanted to get angry because I was like, "How you call me beggar? I'm not even monetized yet. Boy, you say I'm telling you to click on super chat." But I now sat and I started actually explaining to the person, I might be black, this and that. And I kept explaining to the person. And then I realized how people were actually drawn backward because of certain things they know. And it actually made me realize that I have to like do more. So which is why when certain informations come out, let's say certain political informations come out, I try as much as I can to fact check it to be sure that, okay, let me know if we are actually guilty or not in this particular situation and tell her the things the way it is. But when that person said that, I felt bad because I have two scenarios. One, the person said, oh, she was scammed by a Nigerian. And I was like, I'm sorry that my brother or my sister scammed you. I don't know which of them scammed you because at this point now, it's actually one of my brothers or sisters that scammed you. But that does not represent entire perspective or entire identity of Nigeria. Because if you know Nigerians, we're actually sweet people. That maybe it's somebody that was not well trained that you actually came across. So now when we have these kind of things happening, we can't actually get angry and say, oh, why will you call us fraudsters? Why will you say we are beggars? We have to realize that most times it's actually our leaders. Sorry that I'm saying it's actually our leaders from Africa who go around giving them this perception that Africans are actually probably less privileged. They can't do well on their own. So when we have these platforms, we try to make them understand that, see, I haven't told them, see, we have light. Just now we don't have light. We have light. There are vehicles passing in my area. So we are not actually beggars. Okay? In the societal strata, people will not actually live within the same means. But it doesn't mean that we are lesser than anybody. And it doesn't mean we are scammers. And I was like trying to tell the person, there are scammers everywhere. Even in US. So don't actually think that scammers are only in Nigeria. So I kept talking and talking. It was really difficult, but I just had to keep going. And it's not something you can change at once. You can't. You just have to keep talking until they probably hear you.
I can imagine. One person at a time. One person at a time. And once again, guys, in case you're not yet connected to Oma, the link is pinned on top of my chat. Make sure you're part of that beautiful community. We are multi-streaming on both sides, both on my channel and her channel. I see David Dant in the building. David Dant, stop coming here with violence. I will kick you out of the live stream. Behave. Oma, when it comes to your content, yeah. David, I will kick you out. Stop slandering on okra. You should be greeting the president before you get into the drama of okra. Oma, when it comes to your content, do you how do you plan the videos you post? How do you plan let's say even the live streams and or is it something that you just let happen organically? Like for example, that person who came to your live stream and started made fun about your complexion and Africa. Do you let it be organic or do you actually plan how to change these narratives?
Okay, so before now, I actually plan my live streams. Funny thing is, I have a mirror in this room, so I actually rehearse. But at the point, I stopped rehearsing, but I actually try to plan myself. So before now, I think it got to a point where I was probably dancing and doing whatever on my live stream. But I realized that it was bringing in certain audiences that I didn't really want. Because it's okay to be playful. And then I think somebody came to my life and the person was asking me, the person told me something to define your audience. And I realized I don't want coconut head on my platform. I want people to have conversation. So I actually created a sub version in my channel called, there's something I actually do. I call it Conversations with Oma. So those conversations with Oma borders around real life situations. I think that things happening. I talk about it at the end of the live stream. Whatever topic that is dominant in the conversation, I use it to create a title, give it the thumbnail. And over time, I notice people go back and they watch it because it actually has something that is attracting them to it. Nice. So I just keep trying to re-strategize until I get to where I'm heading to.
I like what you said there in terms of you can actually define the audience who come to your space. That's a very profound. That was a very profound a piece of advice you got. I think I like that, and I like how you now use it to your advantage in terms of even how you use it to structure your content. That's powerful, guys. I hope you wrote that down somewhere because I think it's a very beautiful. It's a very loaded statement. And when it comes to now, when it comes to even just thinking of your content strategy, on a given day, so I like what you said about conversations with Oma. When it comes to what has been some of the most interesting or maybe the kind of things that people really demand to listen more of when it comes to these conversations with Oma? What are some of the topic areas that they really like on it, for you to discuss and demystify? Is it about the continent specifically or just personal stories, and what is it?
Personal stories. And I think one of the content that actually made me decide to keep going with the conversations with Oma was we actually launched a particular show, Boss a Day, Daniel Stock, Steven, and we actually launched a particular show called Bots Conversation. And one of those days, I remember I told Boss a Day, I'm going to have a topic. And Bossy was like, what's the topic? I said, cheating is in men's DNA. And Bossy was like, no, I'm not going to have such conversations. No, I'm married. I said, no, I'm not attacking anybody. This is not personal. Yeah. But I have to have that conversation. And one of the reasons I decided to bring up the conversation was because of where I actually reside. It was because of being a Nigerian, I also being an African. Because over here, cheating is actually a fundamental right for men. So it's more like a particularly a pride over it. So I wanted to know what people generally think about the fact that some persons, when you tell them men cheat, they actually like it. When you have such conversations where they leave it. So I had to bring out things that happen within me, real life situations. I wanted to know if the world also shared the same perspective with Africans. And funny thing is, some African persons who came on the show was like, no, cheating is not good. Men should not cheat. And I laughed because I know in real life they have a different opinion. Because over here we have like in some places in Nigeria and Africa, we have some cultures that they will tell you if women cheat, they might lose their life in the process or probably go mad. But if a man cheats, it's a man's word, those kind of stuff. So I wanted to know what the world think about it, but I didn't want to actually paint Africa like bad. So I just said, okay, all men cheat. And when I started bringing out conversations like this, I found out that people were actually interested in those conversations. And one of the conversations that actually I was really shocked was when I talked about extrovert and introvert. I didn't even know that was actually a big deal. I didn't know that there are some persons who are actually introverts who didn't like being introverts. But sometimes, while having this conversation, I found out that there are some small topics that we just probably neglect and feel like they're not important, that people actually want to actually have these conversations. And then when we talk about introvert and extrovert, I saw so many persons coming out, oh, they are introvert, oh, they are extrovert, this is how it's affecting them, they would want this, they would want that. And that we just kept going.
Nice. And do you feel like, and I want you to compare when you started your YouTube channel and today, because I see you guys having these conversations, even the collaborations with Tonya, Bosede, and the rest. When you look at yourself as Omar, and you look at the version of you today on YouTube, and you compare with the Omar when you are starting like over 1 year ago, tell us what has YouTube been a source of growth for you? Have you like realized that you have totally transformed into a different person? Look at you like having these conversations. Look at you sparking controversial conversations and people are contributing. Like what will you say about when you started and today where you are in terms of yourself as a content creator?
One of the days, I think that was like a few months ago, I scrolled back to my old live streams and my old videos, and I kept laughing. I was asking myself, how did I even sit down and do this thing? It was really funny. Because back then I used to use filters, and I have to say this right. When I started, I didn't really have that confidence in myself. I was like, nobody wants to watch me. Why would they want to watch me? Why would they want to look at my face and all of that? I didn't have the confidence. I would use filters. I'll make it black and white. And all of that. I remember back then when I was trying to come back again, and I have to applaud these persons because they actually helped me find my way back. Boss Day, Louisa Oye, Cookie Sandy. And I was one of the days I was live streaming, I was really shy. I didn't even know how to keep the camera. Someone was shouting at me, you have to hold the phone where? If you don't have to live stream, just get that phone there. What are you doing? And somebody looked at me, you don't have the face and the voice to live stream, just leave this thing. And then I went back and I remember I told Sandy, like, oh, this is what somebody said. And Sandy was like, wait, somebody said you don't have the face and voice and you're thinking about it. Use the face and voice, you have to do what you're doing. So don't even bother about what people say. So that the person does not have any advice that is going to profit you. Oma, you have the face and you have the voice, just do your stuff. And I kept trying. And now I can actually have conversations. One of the days, my sister said something. She was like, I don't understand how you sit in front of camera and you're just talking to yourself. It doesn't make any sense. And I laughed. Because when I started, I didn't have the belief that I would even make it this far. I kept feeling like, oh, this space is not for me. And the competitions was really high. I was seeing people doing great numbers. But now, when I look at myself, I feel like I discovered a part of me that I lost like so many years ago when I had something traumatic that happened. I felt like I actually rediscovered that part of me that I felt like it wasn't possible. And then I also realized that I could also use certain aspects of me to make something meaningful out of it. I mean, people tell me certain things and I actually take it for granted. But being here, I actually realized that they were not lying. They were actually saying the truth. So maybe I have a superpower I didn't know that I had before. But why made me realize that I had a superpower. And then plus being on YT taught me how to smile. Because there's one thing I hardly I'm not intentional about where I look when I'm walking on the streets. I might just be really like, you think we are actually having like a physical fight when I'm walking on the street, like very serious. But being on YT, I have to understand that posture is important, the way you look. Because when people come to your channel, what they see is the first impression you give to them. So if you look scary, they run away. So you have to make them feel comfortable, and by so doing I have to make myself feel comfortable in my own skin. So I learned how to smile often, even though when it's not funny, even when I'm sick, I'm smiling in pain and all of that. So right now I know I've not gotten to where I am, but I'm proud that I actually took on white because imagine if I had not taken on whitey, I don't know, maybe I would have still been a scared little girl hiding inside my room using bed covers to cover myself and not realizing that the word could actually give me a space to speak.
I love that. I love that, and I think it's a very beautiful thing to like. I like how you say that even your sister was like wondering what is going on here. And it's good to appreciate how you evolve even as a creator and even finding your own voice eventually. And I remember Sandy, I think those days Sandy had to stand in the gap for you back in the day. I remember last year when there's a time she was actually on your live stream, like running everything. And it's amazing in terms even of the kind of support you get. And that goes even in terms of even the community. You always find your people eventually and they help you at least help you like bring out that voice that you call it a superpower. It was always there. It was just like waiting for the platform to be unveiled and unleashed, and I think you've done an amazing job at that. Oma, when it comes to and that takes me now to the next question, which is really about storytelling, because conversations with Oma is about giving storytelling. Storytelling is what captivates people. You are busy like discussing story. You give a story that sets context, and that provokes conversation. How do you balance between, because I know you also do trending topics, especially like let's say when I Show Speed was in town and you had to like leverage on that content to pass a certain message. So how do you balance trending topics and also just keeping the spirit of storytelling? Because I know Africa, we love storytelling because it's in our DNA. This is how we have been brought up, out of stories, and these stories are passed from one generation to another. So, and storytelling works on YouTube very brilliantly. Like when you tell a story, people are likely to stick because it is captivating, and even though sometimes you don't even know where it is heading, people are likely to be glued the entire time there because there's a story that is going on there. But how do you find balance now between the trending topics and also your storytelling that is literally a very good structure of conversation with Thomas?
Okay, so on my videos, I do more of trending topics. Like when it's something that is really relatable or something I feel like people are really interested in. Because the thing is, there are certain stories that are only relevant within a particular circle. So there are certain stories that will come up in Nigeria that people will not really be interested in. And so since my major audience is not Nigeria, when certain stories come up, I actually try to dissect it and see how I can actually connect it to like outside the world, more like clickbait kind of like stuff. But storytelling, I actually bring in storytelling a little bit on my live stream. Like I try to tell stories. But the thing is, sometimes when you're telling the story, you have to check if they're interested. If you're not interested, you have to like switch. I will keep switching till we get to have the conversations they want. But my long form videos, I try to go with trending stories, but you can't keep up with all trending stories because sometimes you might have like 10 or 20 of stories that will come up. So you have to evaluate the story, time of timeliness, proximity, and the rest of it. So proximity can be like if your target is actually people in West North Africa or people in Europe, you have to target the kind of stories you know that will actually interest them. Still based on the fact that you are trying to like change a misconception and let them know the truth. It's like the issue of the recent genocide in Nigeria. We know it had a whole lot of takes, okay, with the government and everything. So I had to understand how crucial that particular topic is and to understand that even the two parties involved, they are not actually sent. So I had to keep it open and let the viewers decide if there's actually a genocide or not.
Wow. Sorry, I got distracted there for a bit. And when it comes to, I like the aspect of I love the aspect of storytelling on live streams, and then videos being something else because you tend to have different audiences. You tend to have different audiences for different content forms. When it comes to, what is your take on like Oma, can you hear me? MC?
Yes, I can hear you. I was just trying to compare something.
Yeah. What is your take? Like, so, which content do you gravitate more towards? You know, you have videos, you have live streams, you have shorts. Which one do you tend to gravitate more towards?
Live streams,
Okay.
because it actually helps me to just be me. But when it has to do with video, you try to be professional, the edits. Sometimes I just feel like it's too much. But with live streams, it's actually raw. It's unedited. You could sleep on for. I remember there was this particular day I was trying to do like a backflip on my live stream, and I accidentally failed that. So if it was on my videos, I would have just edited that part out. But live stream felt really natural to me. Even though in future I want to do less live streams and do more of long videos, because in the past months my head actually suffered a lot because of constant live streaming, and it was a lot. I had to be tweeting voice,
Hmm.
this and that. So when you see on my live stream, you feel like, oh, I'm okay, but sometimes I'm battling with one stuff or the other. So I want to do less live streams in future and more long videos, just in case if I have like the right audience. For now, I just have the audience on my live streams, so I'm working with that for now. But I'm still trying to strategize for my long form videos.
Okay. All right. And we'll talk about those challenges shortly when it comes to it's the content form. Um, when it comes to like the African storytelling and maybe just African content, there are a lot of content creators who do this African content. But in terms of like building the African content brand, and I like what you give an example earlier. Even people who are not necessarily living in Africa are doing African content. What do you think most? And some people try to do this African content, and then they somewhere down the line they just get bored and they stop completely because it's not working the way they want it. What do you think content creators, especially on YouTube, get wrong when they're trying to build an African content brand? Like in your experience, in your assessment, what is that one thing that makes a creator lose it, especially when you want to like constrain yourself within the African content category?
Okay, I think the most important thing is actually the numbers. Okay, if you actually create content focusing on Africa, not like African lifestyles or vlog, those ones they have, or cooking, they have lots of numbers. But if you actually create content talking about stories in Africa,
Yeah.
the issue is always the numbers, the views, and then your pay. Most times the pay is not good, right? Because that's it. So imagine in Nigeria we spend a lot on data. Imagine buying data constantly and then you're not getting the reward for the data. We are all humans, so some persons probably it might just like drop. So which is why I know that this pressure is going to arise. That's why I'm trying to build another channel. So in case it gets really strong, I can just do anything with that one. But this particular one, it's really personal to me, and I just want to keep it that way. Something happened that was, I think, around February. I wanted to change the name of my channel to another name. I already went to ChatGPT. I stayed all night, ChatGPT, Gemini, and they were telling me, oh, this name, it's really broad. It might not work for you now, but it has long-term benefits. And I was like, okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. So I made a prayer. I was like, I need a sign to prove that I should not change to this channel name. So that particular day I was like streaming, and this particular person came in, and I think he super chatted me $5, and I screamed the usual way I usually scream. I was like, wow, $5 was dancing. And then he was like, oh, he super chatted $50. And then I was like, I said dancing. Then he super chatted $100. And then I fell on the ground. And then he said something. He said he was scrolling through and then he saw Africa. And he was drawn to the name Africa. He wanted to see see things about Africa. And then he said to like invest in my channel. And then he came back another day to actually reinstate that he actually loves the fact that I'm actually doing African content. I was like,
Wow.
wow, is this like a sign? Because I just wanted
That
to
was a
change it.
sign. That was a sign you needed.
I just wanted to change it. And funny thing is, I think that channel is actually approaching 1 million subscribers. subscriber count. So that meant a whole lot for me, for somebody of that caliber to actually pick my channel and actually talk
Wow.
about my, and I felt really honored. And I think when I went to his channel, he actually made a shout out and he was talking about, I was like, wow, this is like a sign. Maybe I should not change it to Oma Bossete or whatever. Maybe this is a sign. So I said I was going to work on another channel, and probably in case it gets really hard, because definitely there's always setbacks in whatever. In case it gets really hard, I will just have to fall back there. But I don't know. I feel that there's something more to this Everything Africa with Oma. And for now, I just want to keep trying. If I fail, let it be on record I tried.
Right, I like that. And that takes us to, I like that because that takes us to the conversation around the challenges of being a creator, especially with trying to like profile Africa. Do you ever feel the pressure to like perform Africa in a certain way because of views, because of, you know, because of like you want to get like traffic and things like that? Do you ever feel like you need to perform in a certain way in portrayal of Africa?
Yes. So many ideas comes to my head. What's today has even tired. What's today is even tired of me. So many ideas. When I think of God, was I was like, what's today? What do you think we should try this particular stuff? This is going to go viral. What's up? Like, you go and try it first. So many ideas comes into my head, and when these ideas keeps coming, I'm really bothered because I actually want to have good numbers. But I think I came across something, and the person was like, why are you after numbers rather than impact?
Hmm.
So it's not just about I want to have high numbers. I always want to have high numbers because it feels like
We all want
my
those
effort
numbers, yes. Mm.
is making sense. But then the impact also matters too. I want to make impact. And it's very difficult. It's actually slow because there are so many crazy things. And I remember somebody came to my channel the other day, and the person was like, go and change your clothes. So I'm going to super chat you. After the person dropped like the first super chat, and I was like, don't be angry, I'm very poor. This is the only clothes I have. I don't have another clothing. I cannot change clothes. So most times being a lady, so many things comes up. Some people like 360, do this one, do this one, do that one. It gets really difficult. Some persons come out, oh, I like you and this and that. Sometimes you're trying to have like same conversations, and then the people coming around, they are being really funny, which is why I was like, okay, I'm going to like try to just change everything. I will try my best to use whatever is within my power to drag them to actually act the way I want them to act. So if they come in, I try to like drag them. And I have a policy on my channel: don't time out throws for the first time. Some persons get really pissed off with me, like, why would you not want to time out throws? I feel like everybody deserves a second chance, because sometimes the thing that makes us actually become trolls is actually the fear we are trying to fight. So I try to fix that fear, but if I cannot fix that fear, I send it to the lake of fire. But I try to give like a benefit of that. And over time, I've had so many persons who came as trolls who are actually now my parties in my channel. And they'll be like, oh, when I came in, I was saying mean things to Oma, and Oma did not time me out. Oma kept speaking to me and all of that. I remember somebody came, the person was calling me funny names, the person was being mean and all of that. And I told the person, I understand that you lack love, and it's okay to lack love. I was just talking. The person was like, who are you? I said, I'm Oma, this is me. And I kept talking. The person came out and was like, oh, I like your channel, I'm going to say it. So that's just a policy, because I actually know where I'm coming from. I know that so many things can make you decide to change to something else just because you actually want to receive validation, or you want to be seen at all means. So being a lady and a creator, sometimes you are tempted to do certain things just to get the numbers. You're tempted to dress certain way, act certain way, just if you're going to like get your threshold met and all of that. But at the end of the day, sometimes when these thoughts comes in, I try to fight it back with the fact that the internet is a digital space, and maybe one day I might become a president. I don't want anything that is going to make it difficult for me not to get elected as a president.
Receipts from the past. I totally agree with you. And that takes us, I think I like how you brought up that also the challenge, because bullies. Antonia's talk is talking about this, the online bullies, and how she also has a problem with this. And you face a second issue that sometimes as men who are on the on the YouTube space we never face. You're a woman as well, so you get to be asked certain things that some people are just sent to test you there and annoy you because they get to ask you questions that I will never be asked as Goga. And that can be very draining in a sense. How do you you are very bold. Like I like how you say, please don't time out the trolls. I can handle them. How do you because I know the first few days it must have been very rough, but I know over time you've gotten you kind of building a thick skin on how you handle these people. Because one of the things I always say, I never really have a problem with people on the internet is, number one, I don't know them. Number two, I'll never meet them. Number three, they don't know me. They just ran into me because I'm on the internet. I put myself out here, so I'm likely to be found by crazy people. But how have you how do you grow that thick skin, especially as a female streamer and you are always on YouTube every single day? Because there are people who cannot handle that, they cannot handle that pressure. So how have you built it with time in such a way that you can even say, please don't time out the trolls, I can handle it.
It wasn't actually an easy route because these shows they dealt with me. They made me live live YT for months. When somebody came and told that my phone is like black and white, they kept on attacking me, and it was difficult. Like I kept running away, coming back, running away, coming back, and at the point I just realized that for how long are you going to be running? The phone is my phone. It's my space. When I talk to you like I'm trying to win your soul, first of all. And sometimes I'm being sarcastic because when you say certain things, I probably turn it around. Let's say you say I'm very poor. I say, you don't know, I'm really poor. But at least I'm not as poor as you are. And so sometimes the trolls I think somebody even came and the person was calling me chicken. I called the person goat. And I just kept on moving. Sometimes it's really painful when those trolls come in. But one thing that most trolls want, they want to actually influence you negatively. They want you to react. So that's one of the things that gives them fulfillment when you react to what they are doing. When they fight you and you don't react, they feel defeated. So when a troll comes in and if I don't want to listen to you, I don't give you attention. When you're saying things, I skip your comments. And if it gets too much, I probably delete the comment, probably not even time you ask. So I noticed that most trolls, they actually have a low self-esteem issues. In fact, all trolls have low self-esteem issues. So when they come in, they want you to give them attention. They are always attention seekers. So I try to make sure that I don't give them that attention. And then sometimes I feel like most of these persons might just be going through a rough time because I've also been there too. So I try to don't flip the table around. Sometimes it's difficult for me doing this because my mind is telling me this person is insulting you, this person is saying you are black, this person is telling you you're a monkey, this person is calling you a chicken. Why are you speaking kind to this person? I'm like, if I intend to build something as large as what I want, I have to understand that impact goes beyond just talking, but influencing people. So sometimes influencing people can be really difficult, but you just have to do it if you actually have a vision and a dream. So it's difficult to actually get through. So some persons, they feel like, I don't want to be a mod on Oma's channel. Oma allows people to talk down on her. I mean, if somebody talks to you, you have to fight the person back. That's how it works. But it makes it look more like a pre-predator society where only the strongest survive. What if we flip the table around? What if it's not about being the strongest? What if it's just about being human? Most of these persons, they are human. And if you make them realize that, see, I see you, and you don't have to go this way to express yourself, they might just turn a new name. I have few names that I would have mentioned, but for the fact that they are family, I can't mention them because they actually came around and they actually told me that thank you for not actually timing us out when we came in. And I found out that some of them had different reasons why they actually did what they did. So sometimes when these shows come in, it's difficult for me. And sometimes I have to tell my moderators, I'm not undermining you guys, but it's actually difficult for me. But I feel like I have to do this. It's not comfortable, but I want it to be on the record that whenever I stop existing in this life, let it be that I made as much effort as I can to actually rehabilitate people. A lot of persons are broken. you might not see it because they are typing with their keypad, and sometimes they can be really mean and they can even cause you to make certain decisions. But if I can
Mm.
get one person to turn a new leaf, it's going to be really fulfilling for me.
I love that. I love that. A lot of people are broken, and maybe you are that last person who did it. Probably to like extend that. I love that is very powerful because people do a lot of things behind the keyboard, and we never get to see the advantage of who they are and what they're doing behind the keyboard. And shout out to those four people who you're able to convert, and at least they became a very strong part of your community. And thank you so much, everyone who is supporting Oma. The next thing, maybe I'm just still on the challenge issue because you talked about how live streams sometimes can be very draining, and even in the future, in the long term, you're hoping to like put in more work in terms of the videos. What would you say has been the hardest part of being Oma on YouTube? Because you're on a platform, you're on a platform that is driven a lot by the algorithm. But I know there are other challenges. Forget about the trolls, because I know trolls, we can handle them and things like that. But what would you say has been the most difficult, or maybe the hardest part of building everything Africa with Oma? Is it the editing videos? Is it the tools? Is it the algorithm not pushing the content as much as you'd want? What would you say has been that hardest lift for you?
Okay, the I would say one, the algorithm. Two is data. Ah, it's a lot here. When me and Boston were talking, I would be like, I think they use like straw to suck the data. Sometimes
Yeah.
there was this point I bought data of 40,000 naira. And I can't even explain how the data finished. And I said I'm not doing it because it was really difficult. And sometimes you put in so much effort into creating content, and this content does not even get pushed out. So most times when I notice the content is not getting pushed out, I go to different AI platforms. I'm trying to analyze the data for the content. I'm trying to change so many things. And sometimes I am able to move a content that is at 24 views to 100 and something, or even 200 something views, because I don't actually give up on my videos. So I think I had this video that was stuck at 24 views. I had to sit down all night. I screenshot the analytics of the video. I took it to different AI platforms. I was analyzing, I was editing, I was doing this and that. And sometimes for me, it's actually analyzing the data from these videos. So I kept on analyzing until I got a title and a thumbnail, and I changed it. And when I woke up, I saw that from 24, I had like 200 something views. So it made me realize that no video is actually dead. So sometimes that's why I actually pray that my videos do well. Because if they don't do well, I will not rest. I will go and screenshot it and I'll start analyzing the video, trying to fix what's wrong with the description, what's wrong with the SEO, and all of that. Because the algorithm would actually push out content that it feels like people want. But sometimes I just have to trick the algorithm to see that somebody is sitting here, just show some of my video, let them see. And sometimes it actually works. In fact, I think I did that experiment for like 5 or 6 of my videos, and it actually worked. And when it gets like 200 or 100 and something, I stop there, I go to another content, and I keep trying to push it that way. So analyzing data for my videos is actually really stressful for me, because until I move that videos from video 100 up, I don't rest. I'll keep analyzing. So most times at night, if I'm not live streaming, I'm analyzing the data from my video, different platforms, trying to interpret what the video is actually saying or why it's not performing well.
Yeah. Wow. And you know that speaks volumes. Welcome, Hadris, and thank you so much for the support. And you know that speaks volumes even in terms of the effort that goes into the content, because I like the fact that you're not just posting a video for the sake of it, but you also want to look at the mechanics around the video so that you can get to push the video to get the views, because the views translate to ad revenue, and ad revenue eventually translates to threshold eventually. When it comes to like, how much time do you say you spend, when it comes to like doing this like analysis, you go into a rabbit hole to find out what you need to change about the title, the description. How much time would you say you spend when it comes to your content creation? And like if you have to compare it with what you do in real life, maybe you have a job or maybe you have like some things to do that are not YouTube related, where would you say like most of the time goes?
Ah, doing those analytics for my videos, they're actually a lot, because if I'm actually doing something like off whitey, it's stressful, right? But not compared to doing those analytics. I feel like shooting video is even easier than doing those analytics, trying to like analyze data. It's a lot. Sometimes it can take me 2 days,
Oh
because
wow.
I'll keep analyzing from this. If I'm either going to ChatGPT, or I'm going to Cloud AI, or I'm going to Gemini, I'm using different AI platforms. Sometimes I even go to as far as I go to work on Twitter, I go to WhatsApp Meta, I go to Facebook Meta, I even go to the main Meta AI. I just keep moving from one platform to the other. And if I have like 3 or 4 platforms giving me something really similar, I go with that, because I and then I try to check what is actually the strongest search term within that topic, and they give me different list of topics related to that topic that people are actually searching all over the world, and I try to like
Mm.
cross-examine them until I get something that probably works. Because sometimes you might just come up with a title that you feel like is the best, but in the search database, people are not actually searching that particular word. So long as they're not searching that particular word, your video cannot make any headway. So you have to find out what are they searching and draw them to that particular stuff by using your topic. Try to relate it to what they're searching. And some might they see your video, they might want to stay back and watch.
I like that. When it comes to and I like how you brought in the aspects of you make very nice thumbnails by the way for your videos. I love your thumbnails. Your thumbnails, there's something about your thumbnails and they're always popping. When it comes to like what is that one like the because I know you use different AI solutions, which is like your go-to AI, like the one that always gives you almost like the one that is most effective for you because I like grok as well. Sometimes I want to get like some real world insights and things like that. What is your go-to AI solution that you use for your content?
I use Gemini and ChatGPT mostly. I use other
Okay.
AIs like as the final step, but I use Gemini and AI, ChatGPT as like they are like my basic AIs that I work with. Then when I'm done with those 2 AIs, then I probably go to WhatsApp AI and start asking WhatsApp AI as if I'm talking to somebody.
on a
Look at
chat.
this look at this particular topic. If you had to be the one, will you watch it? And sometimes I think there was this particular thing I did. The art feature on YouTube. I made a video and I went to watch the video and I asked the YouTube AI and I was like, "What do you think about this video?" And he was like saying, "This is what people are going to think." And I said, "Do you think if I try this, it's going to work?" I basically, YouTube AI was not saying what people were actually thinking about it. And I was like, "Oh, I've actually gotten a new title." I went to change the title towards that this is as answered, and I use them. Sometimes when I will ask the AI will be like, "Oh, I don't have a clue, I'm just analyzing the data I'm getting." So sometimes I talk to the AI as if we are it's human to human, and there are sometimes the AI will give me certain information. I'll be like, "This is stupid, you don't know what you're saying." And AI will be like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, I like that. I like that. And I think for your thumbnails, so I know chat will be great for like the descriptions and the titles. Thumbnails, Gemini, I'm assuming, or it's a
I
blend.
combine ChatGPT and Gemini for my thumbnails. If I create a thumbnail with Gemini, I go to ChatGPT to redesign it. If I create with ChatGPT, I go to Gemini to design it. And let's
Okay.
say if I see a particular thumbnail that I really like on YouTube, I there's this particular site. I just take the thumbnail from that particular site and I take it to ChatGPT, Gemini, or any of the AIs, and I bring my details and I tell them extract these details from this particular thumbnail and replace it with my own details, and then
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
use.
So that Omite needs to do a lot of work when it comes to tech. So you are tech savvy because this is something that.
From the from 2011, I've always liked anything tech related, which is why I wanted to start like a tutorial channel for tech, because I just love doing tech stuff. That's actually like my actual stuff in real life. I like doing tech related stuff.
Nice, good stuff. Kanini Kanene, welcome. Are you back from the village? And thank you so much, everyone. If you have not yet connected to Everything Africa with Oma, the link is on top of my chat. Make sure you are there to give her a thumbs up. Please jump over to her live stream and just give her a thumbs up. And you can even leave your device running there because guys, these are monetized channels. Okay, we need to make our threshold though. We need to make our threshold. Feel free to interact with the dollar sign as well. We welcome all major currencies in the world. Dollars. I almost said some other currency, but let me keep quiet. Dollars, shillings. We accept major credit cards in the world. Please make sure you interact with them just in case to support the channel as well. There's something that you always say, which is the message of your channel. Our color does not limit us, and it defines our greatness. On your day-to-day, in your day-to-day work, in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day interactions on YouTube, that goes a lot in terms of the identity that is Omar. Our color doesn't limit us. I love that particular that particular statement, and it it still goes back into the conversation around narrative. Do you feel like you're changing those mindsets, especially as a man now? Beyond color, beyond, because now you're interacting with an audience that is not necessarily in Africa because most of them are from outside Africa. Do you think this narrative is changing?
Well, I'm going to say like if I have to sample a smaller percentage of the people I interact with, I can't actually say I've actually changed the narrative, but with the people that comes close to me, I try to explain these things to them. And most times when you see certain things on my channel, it's actually relatable, right? Now, when I say our colors doesn't limit us, I have to give like a background story to that. In my family, I'm the only dark skinned person.
Wait, what? No. What do you mean what do you mean? You're not even
I'm
dark. What do you mean? How does the others look like?
a lot fairer. So I can remember back then, somebody asked my mom. The person saw me and my mom. And the person was like, "Who is this girl?" And my mom was like, "Oh, that's my daughter." I said, "No, no, it's not possible. It's not your daughter." Every that person here has his face. Where is this black kid coming from? So the thing is, sometimes we feel limited by our colors, especially I think based on the times I grew up, some persons feel like being light complexion, like a lot fairer, makes them feel seen or heard or acknowledged. But I've always liked my colors, regardless of whatever people would say. They feel like, oh, you're this, you're that, you're not fair, whatever. I've always liked my colors. And putting that out there, I wanted people to know that, see, even if you're as black as charcoal, nobody's as black as charcoal. Even if you're as fair as albino, your color does not limit you in any way. You are far beyond your color. These are just stereotypes that people said, that they say, oh, you have to be a particular way, you have to look a particular way. These are stereotypes that people said that who actually makes this statement. It's not actually true. You are beyond your colors. So whether you're black, you're fair, you're thin, you're fat, you're whatever, you have to be confident in who you are, because at the end of the day, there's nothing. I was telling Stephen the other day, there's nothing as black or white. We are just colored people. The idea of black and white is all stereotypes, because I asked Stephen, are you white? And Stephen said, yes, I'm white. I said, oh, let me show you white. I have to bring her something. I was like, oh, Stephen, this is white. Is this your color? He said, no, no, no. And I said, okay, this is black. Is this my color? He said, no. I said, then who is black and who is white? We are all just colored people. So at the end of the day, why should I let a particular stereotype about being black or white, fair complexion, this and that actually affect my mindset. I've actually seen people go to buy bleaching creams to look a particular way. For who? It doesn't make any sense. You have to actually tell yourself the truth. I am unique regardless of however I look. My color is not a limiting factor.
I love that. Say that again. Repeat it. There are people need to put that on a t-shirt. I am unique.
Regardless of how I look.
That is it. There's a question that you have been asked by our sister from Cameroon. Are you Igbo? I know Igbo people have a lot of light-skinned people.
Okay, I'm not actually Igbo, but I am actually Niger Delta. So we are partly Igbo, kind of like we are. If you have to split it into the three tribes, we'll fall into the Igbo tribe. Even though my own tribe says no, you have to keep us separate. But I think these things are not necessary at the end of the day. But if we have to go into the three major tribes, we'll fall into the Igbo tribe. But my own tribe are trying to fight for an independence identity. Like, oh, we are not Igbo, but it doesn't make any meaning at the end of the day. I'm Nigerian. That's the most important thing.
You have a super chat from Empowering Generations. Just thank you so much. Thank you so much, Empowering Generations. Let me allow you to say, acknowledge it.
Okay, thank you so much, Empowering Generations. It means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Lots of love.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for that blessing. Elsie, nice to see you. Elsie, thanks so much for coming in. Shana says, when you give birth to a dark skin baby, they say you don't born picking, but when you give birth to a light skin, they say you got a baby. And I think that's what she was actually trying to just bring out very clearly in terms of that. And then Sun God says, your confidence is your identity. Your confidence is your identity. I love that. And thanks so much, Sun God. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Once again, guys, in case you're not yet connected to Oma, the link is pinned on top of my chat. If you have not yet connected to her, jump over to her live stream, give her support, connect to her. You can get to ask her all these things. She does live streams daily. She does amazing videos when it comes to like Africa and Profile in Africa. She does these nice collaborations as well with Tonya Bosede. These girls have been doing some amazing, they've been coming together to do like some very amazing collaboration where they're having like some very hot and serious topics there. Oma, when it comes to now, like when it comes to responsibility, who do you believe should be responsible for telling Africa's story and why? Because there's always there's always like there's a statement I like. There's the danger of a single story. In case we don't tell our story, in case we don't own our story, somebody is going to tell it, and they may not exactly say it in the best way, or they may not even portray it in the best way, you would want. Who, in your personal opinion, who do you think should be responsible for telling the African story and why?
The people who should be responsible for telling the African story should be Africans. But sadly, Africans don't want to relate to being African. It's like we all want to run away. I actually want to run away too at times. I actually want to get into a boat and run away. But who should be the best person that should tell the story, if not we Africans? Because in the first place, I'm not Kenyan, right? So just imagine I'm telling a story about Kenya. Whatever I'm telling might not be entirely true.
True.
I know the funny thing in the media, they say that when a rumor continues to spread, it's actually truth in it. So what if this rumor that I'm spreading is not actually true? So the best person that will tell the story is actually me. There's an African. It's actually people who are actually African. Something happened in Nigeria, and a particular foreigner came around and he started reporting scenes of violence, attack, and all of that. And people are like, why is this foreigner doing this? He's probably a spy, this is that. But I love somebody's analysis, and the person was like, you are sitting in your house as a Nigerian, you're not going to the field, and this foreigner is going to the field. So who should tell the story? Since you have refused to do the work, let somebody else do the work. He might not be giving the entire story, but it's because you have refused to do your own part. Whatever he gives out will be seen as authentic. So if we
Mm.
don't give back the story, if we don't tell our stories, they will tell the stories for us. And guess what? We might be the villain at the end of the day. So we have to tell the stories, whether it's comfortable for us, whether it's uncomfortable for us. We just have to tell the story because it's our identity. That's what makes us African. Being an African, I have to say, this art doesn't make us less. It doesn't make us inferior. And then I actually tell people, when people tell you that Africans are poor, I was telling somebody the other day, you say African is a third world countries. Where is the analysis coming from? What are you using as a yardstick to measure a third world country? Why is Africa being called a third world country from when I was born up to now? Some things are stereotypes, so you have to tell them this is the truth, and they have to realize it. But if you don't say it, guess what? BBC will say it for you, and they will
Yep.
say it the way you will not like it.
Absolutely. Tina is on the chat. One of your channel members is greeting us. Welcome, welcome, Tina 2.0. Nice
Hey,
to see you.
Katrina.
Yeah. And I see Wamuyi Ringbag. Thanks so much for that. And Hadjois has jumped over to Omar's live stream. Thank you so much for that, guys. Yes, in case you're not yet connected to Omar, please jump over there so that you can be part of that beautiful community. I like that narrative of if you are seated in your house and you're letting somebody tell the story, you have to get out there and clarify it. And sometimes I always say, when we, like, you and I, we are YouTubers, we are all from Africa, and sometimes you always have to clarify certain things, especially when you are like live, because people are always interested to know things about Africa. And that is going to take us to a commercial break so that we can see some few pictures that Omar shared with me here that I want us to see. Eddie Chicks, welcome, Eddie. Nice to see you. How are you doing, Eddie, brother? Thanks so much for coming in. So once again, that is the channel in case you're not connected. The link is pinned on top of my chat. So Omar, where was this?
Okay, so I went to this particular village that was surrounded by water.
Yeah.
Recently, the government had to make a way for them because you can't get access to the village without going through boats. So when I saw the water, I was scared because I was not used to seeing. I'm from a river area, but I've not seen this kind of water before. So it was terrifying because the water comes with, when the wind comes in, the water rises, like it can actually drag you. And once the water drags you back, the person is gone. There is no two ways of saving the person. That was actually a very high pace, and the water has actually receded at this point. But I was still hearing the sand, so I actually took the picture. I think I have a video of this on my channel. Then this is my hometown. So,
wait, this is your home?
Yes. So there was this time, some people on my channel were actually requesting for a village tour. So I went to the bush. I remember that day I almost felt that way. I was trying to go to the bushes to show them. So at the back of the river, I took this picture of this boat, and yes.
I love the farm. I love the farm in there. I love the farm on the other side. It looks really good. Is that tea, or what is that plantation?
So that stuff you're seeing over there is called cassava. So this
particular that's cassava. Where there's a day you are seated in the I think you are doing a live stream and you are seated on the farm. Is it the same place?
Yes, that's a different location, but still within this place.
Oh, nice! It looks beautiful. Wow. Oh my! I'll be doing content here daily. It looks amazing. And then we have this. Oh my God! This reminds me of my village.
So this particular well, I actually had to take a picture because that was one of the wells I saw that you don't really have to stress yourself to fetch water. You could actually, depending on your height, even fetch with a bucket. It's that easy, or a cup.
Oh wow! I love it. And this well has a lot of water. Is that the? I'm sure it's very deep, but this is a lot of water inside the well, right?
Yes, it's very deep. You should not even attempt jumping inside. It's very deep.
You remind me of my village, and I think when I was in high school, and I think I had to be told to fetch water from the well, and I used to be so fascinated with how deep it was. Especially, and then the water used to go down, I think, at some point, and then in the morning you wake up, the water is so a lot, it's almost at the top.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm scared of whales as well, Chana. I'm scared of whales. Um, but they support a lot. They support a lot of our people. What is going on here?
Okay, so for those persons who actually read the slave story, there's a particular king who was known to have resisted the colonial rule, and that his name was
Mm,
actually King Jaja of Opobo. He was
mm,
one of the strongest monarchs there. I actually think he was sent on exile because he refused to surrender. So this is actually his palace that was actually reconstructed, and they captured the King Jaja of Opobo. So now when I went to the place, I had to like take a picture because I mean I wanted to have that memory. I lost some of the pictures. There was this one I
mm,
took about a particular tap that the water did not stop. It doesn't stop. It keeps running. I only have the
King,
video, but I don't have the
King,
pictures again because I lost those pictures.
King Jeja. I like the name already. King Jeja. King Jeja. And then we have this. There's a beautiful statue there behind you.
Okay, that's the statue of King. They said King Jada of Opopo. When
Mm.
he returned back from exile, so in celebration, you can see those stuffs down there. They are like local war drums. Actually, I think that's how
Ah,
those.
yes.
So that's his image. His people are trying to honor him for his effort, his sacrifice. I think before when he came back from exile, he didn't stay for too long, and he actually lost his life because of the things he
Oh.
had to go through being in a foreign land.
But at least when the history of the nation is written, he's one of the kings who is mentioned for sure.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
very popular.
yeah. And then we have this. Let me see whether I think I got it. Yes, there's a very nice bell here, like, and it's old, 1878.
Yes, still King Jaja of Opobo. So when I was asking around about this bill, they said back then if you wanted to pass like a very important information, you come to the place and you hit the bell. It's very high. So you hit the bell and it makes this very loud noise. And people
Yeah,
just know it's time to assemble and they came in. That was like back then. So what I just liked about the community was like they tried preserving their history. They didn't even like take it away, probably replace it with modern things. This place they had like a mini fence that they used to like cover this place. So I had to like from a distance zoom in to capture this bell.
does it still work like the bell?
Yes, it works, but now people don't use bell again. They have phones. They can just call each other on phone. But they just keep it there. So when people like me who don't know the history comes in, they tell you, oh, this is how it is. And one of the things I actually learned in this particular community when I went was I think one of the days when I went, I saw a particular shade and I was tired. And I just wanted to like rest. And when I wanted to walk into the shade, somebody just screamed, don't enter, don't enter. And thank goodness I listened. I would have been buying goats or cows to appease the gods. So when I thought, I was like, why are you stopping me from entering? And also a part of the pictures I love that really paid me. And he was like, you're a woman. You cannot enter this place. This is meant for men. She entered this place as a
Wow.
woman, fight the place. So I couldn't enter. They had to bring seat for me to sit down. And then they had this particular stuff. There's this particular stuff at the entrance. As a lady, when you're coming in, you don't hit your foot on at the door, that particular spot. You have to cross. So if you don't ask these questions, you just end up paying a fine. So I remember when I got to a particular point, they said, "Don't hit your leg, just cross." I had to cross. I was like, "Why?" They're like, "If you hit your leg, you woman, this and that is going to happen." You know, African is more like a spiritual, a spiritual.
Yes.
And I actually learned a lot of things over there. But some persons will be like, oh, that's being backward, right? But that's not being backward. It's traditions.
It's
And you have
tradition.
to respect the fact that traditions helps us act the way we should act. Everybody has traditions. So it's actually really sad that most times they make our traditions look more like it's diabolical or it's outdated. We just have to appreciate the uniqueness of all these things. I mean, I would have come out to say, oh, I'm creating content, just let me take these thoughts. But no, I had to
Yes.
that is their tradition. That's what makes them unique. And I had to avoid the places and say, don't do this, do that. There's no point being a feminist because this is tradition. It doesn't change me. I had to respect it, and I really appreciated it because wow, things like this is happening. So there's actually a
Yeah.
God that will actually take away his power if I do this particular stuff. It was really interesting, and I liked it.
Nice. And I'm going to come to the places you like visiting because this seems like to have been quite an experience. And we also have another. Let me see that I can get it. There's also a very beautiful video that Thomas shared with us. Um, I don't know. Tell us what was going on here. Let me see that I can bring it up on the screen. Um, it should be somewhere on the screen shortly. There's a video on the screen. What was going on here?
Okay, so this particular, most times I had to capture this house because most times when you see a mud house, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, it's actually poor people. But there are certain unique benefits when you stay in a mud house. It's really cool. It's more
Yeah.
cooler compared to like this kind of houses. And then when you stay in this kind of environment, you have access to fresh food. Though this place they don't have network, that's one of the saddest things. There's no network. It's devastating. You have to walk, like you have to like climb a tree, whatever, to get network. But it's
Yeah.
really calm. There's no noise. More like where I'm coming from. Today is not noisy itself. I think it's because there's no light. Maybe they don't have money to buy fuel, so everybody's minding their business. There's no loud noise, and I like calm environment. Everywhere is calm. People are just going their normal ways. Kids are playing
Yeah.
around. Everywhere is just beautiful. And then they have trees. Almost all the houses are surrounded by trees. So you see,
Nice.
even if you don't have lights, you still have this cold feeling. And then sometimes when you come to be like, oh, this place is bushy. But I had to appreciate the fact that these villages were actually intentional. They had to build trees around their houses. And guess what? These trees are not just any trees. These are trees that could also give them money. So during the season time for these particular trees, they sell the proceeds, the fruit from the trees, and they still make money and they still have shelter for themselves. And they can also take parts of these trees while they are trying to probably feast it to sell as firewood. At the end of the day, they are making gain. And you can see how the place is really calm and everything.
I like village life. It always just like it's very grounding. It always brings you back to the reality that life is just going on before you come to the big city with the tall buildings and the chaos on the roads and everything else that is going on. What would you say are some of your favorite you talked a lot about cultural experiences. What would you say are like some of your most favorite cultural like experiences as a content creator like this example you just gave, like you're in a spiritual place where you could not record the content, and you
Okay.
had you had to like you just had to like record it in your head and experience it, but because you could not put it, content creators, we love recording everything, we want to make everything videos, but in this case you could not make it a video, but you just had to respect the culture and make sure that the experience stays with you. But you're like deep down, you're like, oh my god, my people are not going to see this content on the video unless I tell them like by word of mouth. Um, what are some of your favorite like cultural experiences, especially that you love as a content creator, other than of course your village, some of the village sports like the home you've just shown us? What are some of those things that actually attract your interest?
So the last place I went to, well, just for the record, I'm not a travel creator. I just
Yes.
capture stuff when I go to certain places, when I am opportunity to go to certain places, because I want to also let people to see that. So when I went to this particular village for something, so I was told that okay, it was already, I think it was 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. or so. So they told me, "Do you want to stay back? Come out, let's go out." I was like, "Go to where?" They said there's something they call I'll have to say in English. It's like staying awake. It's called staying awake. Okay. So if you lose someone, let's say somebody dies, and then you conduct the burial for 4 days, you have to go to the person's house from 10 till morning. You are staying awake waiting for the person because it's been alleged that the person that died will come and pack their things from their house that they will use in the other side for 4 days. You have to come, lose your sleep, come with colas and all of that. And normally when you come, you have to greet like the indigenous way of greeting. You have to tell
Yeah.
them what family you're from, because over here in Nigeria you have something we call families. You have to tell them, oh, I'm from this family, I'm from this ethnicity. You have to introduce yourself, and then they will bring in colas, and you guys will just sit down, you're talking. And after, when it gets to the morning, you leave. Then the fourth day, you have to cook, because finally the person has packed their things. Because while we went there, I was waiting for me to see what the person was packing. I didn't see anybody packing anything, but we have to believe it together. We just have to sit down. And at the point, I was tired because some flies, mosquitoes, everything was biting me. And this person, they were okay. They were waiting for this person to come and pack their things. I was like, wow, people have their beliefs, but I can't come and start telling you that, oh, this thing you're believing in is not making sense. It's their culture. That's what makes them who they are. That's their identity. So I just
And
had to enjoy watching them do whatever they were doing. And when it was time to leave, we all stood up and we left. And there's also this particular masquerade in my side. Uh, you can't video it. Though some persons have actually taken video of it too. It's on their own. But I remember one of these days there was this particular I will call the person a foreigner because the person is not from my place. And the person was actually taking videos of the masquerade. And the masquerade kept telling the person in my dialect, don't make videos of me. Stop it. The person refused. The person kept on making videos. I was like, what are you going to do? This is Nigeria. You can't do anything. I have freedom to make whatever. And when they came for that person, I don't think that person would tell the story in a different way. It would be like bottles and tears and all of that. They actually attacked the person. But they were telling the story. Now, just imagine if somebody had made a video, they will not tell the fact that this person was actually want to not make this video. So when you go to certain cultures, I understand the fact that we want content. But if a particular place is telling you don't take videos, that's what makes them unique. So you should tell people, oh, this particular place do this particular thing, come and watch. But you have to respect them. I remember that there was this particular creator that trended. He went to a particular place, and just because he was a guy, they allowed him to come in. There are certain cultures in Nigeria that will allow a guy to actually come in and not allow a lady to come in. They allowed him to come in because he was a guy. This person secretly made videos and posted it, and he was like trying to say things like, oh, these things that people are practicing is not real, this is how they are manipulating and all of that. And the community people were really angry. Sometimes we don't really know where to draw the line. It's okay to tell stories, but we need to tell ourselves the truth. Not all stories should be told. Some stories should be seen for ourselves. I mean, that's the reason why we have tourism, people coming to go to other places, but we don't really know where to draw the line. So even when they are telling you as a creator, don't do this, you be like, oh, I'm going to you make videos secretly, and you think you're being popular. You are just not respecting traditions. Traditions are traditions. So if you really like what you're seeing, like I didn't make a video of that, but I'm coming here and I'm telling you this. So if you want to know the place, you come over and then you find out the place for yourself. It's that easy. That's one of the ways we learn. But going ahead to make videos of of a particular place that was clearly told not to make videos when I'm not investigating it, like the case of what that happened in Nigeria about whatever one festival that was really really insane. Such videos is necessary. You put out such videos, like videos that actually have to do with abusing humans. You have to put out such videos, but you have to know where to draw the line. Okay, respect cultures, respect traditions. If you want to be a feminist, go to your father's house, go to your platform, open a TikTok account, be a feminist. No offense, but don't fight people over their culture. So long as it's not actually harming anybody. If they are living a peaceful, like when I say they are waiting for somebody to come and pack the person's load, how does that concern me? It's not my load the person is packing, it's the person's load. I have to respect the person to pack their load in peace. And then I left.
100%, and I like how you brought out that very clearly in terms of just respecting the culture. Not all stories need to be recorded; some of them need to be experienced, and that is why we have tourism. You need to visit some of those places for you to be able to have that raw experience of some of these things. And thank you so much, Shanna. Appreciate that. Thanks so much for that support. Guys, I know we're already on the 2 hour mark. Don't worry, we are not we almost there, we almost there. Just a few more things and then we'll be able to release our guests. The other thing that we can talk about, even in terms of beyond numbers, as your channel grows beyond numbers, what does success look like for everything Africa with Omar? And this can be even in the, 1 year ago, I like making this joke with you because 1 year ago you were worried about WH because they were stuck at 500. Nowadays, I don't. Nowadays, when I come to your channel at night, I hear you talk about threshold, not even WH anymore. Like your problems have totally now shifted to something else. Next year, maybe when you stop doing live streams, maybe your problems will be like, guys, my problems now are in terms of I need to get 1 million subscribers and things like that. What does success look like for you beyond just the usual numbers?
Okay, just like you said, last year success to me was actually getting monetized. Then at the point, success to me was getting 1,000 subscribers, getting monetized, and then shifted to the point where success to me was meeting my paycheck every month. But the more time goes, the more I have to understand that success is actually relative, and something might seem successful to you now, but doesn't seem successful to you the next minute. But for me, I just feel like one of the things that we actually consider being that I actually consider as success is the fact that if I actually get visibility, if I can
Mm.
get very good visibility, to me that's actually success. It means I'm being acknowledged and people are actually seeing me.
Visibility. I like that visibility. And do you think like I know you said you're working on like a second channel. Do you think when you compare the growth of the second channel, I know the second channel, and you compare with how you grew the first channel, do you find it easier growing the second channel, even in terms of considering that you already built the first channel? Is your approach the same for the second channel?
Okay, so honestly, my first channel, it took me months to get to 500 subscribers, but my second channel, within 1 month, in fact less than 1 month, I had over 500 subscribers, and YT even had to cancel the subscribers and reduce it to 500 and something subscribers, and then I had to pause. I was not like, this was what I was trying to use months to get, and now I'm just getting it like within weeks, and even YT is even shocked that that this number of subscribers is coming.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And we'll come to like knowing what you know now. What will you do different, even in terms of like if in case somebody was thinking of starting a YouTube channel today, knowing what it took for you to grow your channel to where you got it. What is that one piece of advice you will tell them? Like, especially somebody who's just getting onto YouTube, somebody who is in the same place as you, the watch hours are not going up. What is that one piece of advice you'll tell them to follow? Now that you're monetized and you're on the other side of the chair.
Very simple. Find your peace.
Oh.
That's just what I'm going to tell them. Find your peace, because at a point I was so overwhelmed by numbers, by watch hours, and I was losing myself. To be honest, I would sleep, and in my sleep I'm seeing myself calculating watch hours. I wake up, watch hours. I was actually lost. I was not myself anymore. I was losing my mind. I was like, what's happening to me? Why is this? This is becoming too much. And then I remember one of the days I told somebody I have to get 2,000 watch hours within 1 month. The person was like, it's not possible. Are you seeing your views? You just have 5, 10, 20 at most. How will you get 2,000 watch hours within 1 month? But I kept experimenting and I got it. And in the midst of all these things, I lost one major stuff while I was trying to get my watch hours. I lost my peace of mind. So if you can find your peace, whatever gives you peace, hold on to it. Because at the end of the day, it's just numbers. Because if you don't find your peace, you can't get it right. Because you might just be in a hurry to beat the system, and at the end of the day, you lose yourself. But if you can find your peace, then find a balance. And then the honest truth is that numbers doesn't mean success. Success is fulfillment. Success is knowing your identity, and success is actually growing. So long as these things are in progress, you're not backward. Just hold on to your peace, because if you lose your peace while you're trying to find numbers, you might not have this energy to go back to get that peace of mind, because by that time you might just be worn out. I know the things I had to suffer in the process, and I would not wish my enemy to go through those stuff. It was draining. At the point I had a chest pain, serious chest pain. I had
Wow.
to the hospital. Sometimes I would be like streaming and I'm holding the wall because I was looking for WH and my chest was paining me. It was so much. And I had to visit hospital. I had to go on medications. I would have just stopped at the moment and just look at myself. But I was like, no, you have to get this WH. You have to get this WH. And I was losing myself at the process. And I think on one of the occasions when I went to visit the doctor, he was like, the world would not stop if you stop existing. You have to realize that. You have to know that you can't solve everything. You have to put yourself first. And with the several issues I had with the chest issue, I had to tell myself at the point, there are some days that I will have data. I will just put my phone outside. I say, I'm not doing it. I'm
Wow.
not doing it. So you have to put yourself first. Find your peace. I lost some of these things when I was trying to like beat the system. I thought I was beating the system, but the system was actually fighting me back. So you have to find your peace. The white is not going anywhere. Even if it goes anywhere, we had to go. We have different platforms. There will still be more platforms. Find your peace. And when you find your peace, so long as the numbers are adding up 1, 2, 3, you're not stuck. Don't allow anybody pressurizing you by telling you that you're not doing okay. Your numbers from you see all these people that do tutorials, listen to them less if you want to be safe. Sometimes they tell you your views are stuck. This is
Thank
happening to you.
you. Oh
You're
my
not meant
God.
to. If you keep following them, you might run mad. Those I did not tell you, I've been a victim. YT is an experimental platform. Nobody has a blueprint. They tell you they are selling blueprint. Nobody has a blueprint. You own your
Yes.
own blueprint. It's your voice, it's your face, it's your platform.
I love
Sell
that.
your market however you want to sell it. And know this, success might happen today, it might happen tomorrow, but at the end of the day, success is success regardless. And that's part of the thing that makes you a story. But don't lose your peace for nobody. You're not worth it.
Guys, that is wisdom speaking. That is wisdom speaking right there. Sun God says you own your channel, but your channel ends up owning you. But I think she's just talking about that. And then empowering generations, yes, our super chatter says, I love the advice to find peace and balance. I love, Oma, that was so profound. And thank you for sharing that because I think most of us never admit to that. Like, there's so much you give yourself so much pressure, and I like that doctor is like the world will not stop. The world will not stop, Oma, because it is very that was very deep. Like you have to hold the wall. The watch we are pushing the watch hours. We are on the speed. The numbers have to be hit. It takes wisdom to actually admit that and realize that you do know you can choose your peace in the long run because sometimes you look at it and you wonder what was the point? Why did I have to like slave so hard to get that to that particular point? And I think I love that. Find a balance in the middle of all that, and I think that was very well said. You have been asked a question here by David Hunt. Have you ever owned okra? I don't know what he's trying to ask, but you already know David with this kind of okra questions, and I know you expected it at the Sunday service. What is your take on okra so that we can finish this once and for all?
So we actually had, I don't know the okra is actually referring to, but we actually had an okra farm. Okay. But we had to stop because we had an issue with theft. So when the okra produces, by the time we go in the morning to like cut the okra, people who are very willing and helpful will help us. They'll cut that okra. It was more like a challenge. But okra is one of it's a highly edible food over here in Africa. Sorry, in Nigeria. Let me not say Africa. Actually, in Nigeria, they like it, but it's sometimes it's costly, sometimes it's cheap, and an average Nigerian home either has access to planting okra or has access to getting okra.
What about Oma? Oma, does Oma eat okra?
Yes, I eat okra when it's
But
actually prepared that very day. If it stays to the next day, it's tiring for me to eat.
oh, okay, okay, but okay. So David Oma eats okra, but she cannot eat like leftover okra. It has to be fresh.
I can eat, but it's not like it's something I would want to do on my own. Just those
Okay.
situations pushed me to do it.
I don't know what you just said, but we are. I don't know that David has won this one or have won because, like, what is your personal opinion on okra? Let me rephrase the question again.
Okay, I think okra is nice, especially if you have the courage to actually eat it like when it's fresh. Like just cut okra and bite it. It's actually nice. It's not bad. It's good
David,
for your voice, for your body. It's actually good.
David, Oma is such a politician. Oma is quite a politician. I am not getting the answer. It's coming out, but it's been embellished in very different ways. She's trying
Life
to be
life is
politically. She's
life
trying to
is
be
politics.
politically correct.
Life is politics. There's no yes or no answer. It's just your own narrative. That's it. Life is politics.
That David, this one is a gray area. The guest has not answered the okra question to my satisfaction. But I know you are enjoying this, David, because she seems to have favored the kind of answer you wanted from. So I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Just getting towards the final questions, Omar, before we wrap up this conversation. If you had unlimited resources, like if you had unlimited resources today, what Africa story would you tell next?
Okay. One of the African stories I wanted to tell, if I had unlimited resources, was to visit Burkina Faso and
Ooh,
visit Mexico. Morocco. There's a particular narrative about Morocco that I actually wanted to see firsthand and not just believe what is being told out there. And then for Burkina Faso, I actually want to understand why he's actually challenging the existing powers. And I want
yes.
to actually know if Burkina Faso is actually what the media is actually painting it to be. So I actually want to get clarity. But the clarity I'm getting so far, though I tried contacting somebody who went to Burkina Faso, and the informations were not really as clear as I wanted, but I had an opportunity to just see through it a little bit. But I actually want to see it myself. I want to know. The honest truth is that I might not be told the truth, but I guess if I go there and I see for myself,
Then you get
then
to
maybe
have.
I might get the clarity I need.
Why Morocco?
Morocco, I've been wanting to. Morocco has not been on my bucket list actually, but the recent happenings in the AFCON, and there was this particular influencer that went to Morocco and he was doing like analysis between the North Africa and West Africa, and he made some particular striking points, and I wanted to understand how did Morocco get to this particular level? Because when you see Morocco, it feels like you are actually in somewhere outside Africa. It feels so different. There must be something about them that we probably don't know. And even though somehow Morocco, they are not really color friendly, I'm going to use that word.
Hmm.
But I think it would be nice to actually see for myself, understand why do they prioritize a particular color more. And why is it that, why do they feel like the African is not meant for them? Maybe they should have like their own continent.
Interesting. I love that. What about down the south? Because I know you guys are up there. What about coming down this other side?
For now, I don't really. One of the countries that has always been in my mind to visit in Africa as a whole has been Egypt. I just wanted to know
Ooh.
more about the olden day civilization. I wanted to know why Egypt actually lost the torch. How did they fall? How did the mighty actually fall? But you have to know that going to these countries, something happened to one Nigerian influencer that went to, I think, I've forgotten the country she went to, I think one of the northern countries, and her passport was actually seized because they thought she was going to like make videos about them and put it out there, publishing the narrative. So you have to understand that the fact that if you have to go out and you have to take videos, you have to take videos as a tourist. They don't have to know that you have any access to any of these things because they might not be friendly. I think I was telling you something while we were having the call yesterday. Sometimes you are trying to take a particular video and you are being stopped. So I was approaching this particular road one certain time. The road was really bad. I wanted to make a
Mhm.
video of the road, and they stopped me. They said I can't make the video. I was not like, "Ah, why? This is a community road." They say no. This is their own. This is their land. I can't make video of the road. So even there was this time it was, I think it was flood period. We wanted to make videos and they stopped us. They say you can't make videos. You have to pay certain this. You have to do certain stuff. So there are certain videos like people who do vlogs, lifestyle. They get it easy to make videos. But when you do content like mine, it's actually more like a high risk making videos because sometimes you might just get abused or harassed, if I'm going to use the right word.
That's true, and that's usually also another when it comes also now to the freedoms. Like especially sometimes on this in this side of the world, when it comes to documenting content, that becomes a whole different conversation for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I do hope those resources, at least as everything Africa with Omar grows, I hope those resources will be available for you to come and I love Burkina Faso. I think it has been changing narratives, and I like how the attention has gotten off them for a bit after after the West decided to focus on Israel and Iran. But I do know Burkina Faso is one of my. It's also one of those countries that I've always wanted to just go and see for myself. Interesting enough, I do have a family friend who is from there, but they've grown up outside Burkina Faso their entire life, so they always just go to visit once in a while. But yes, you're right. It has to be one of those experiences. All right. Once again, guys, if you have not yet connected to Omar, please make sure you are connected to us so that before we like release in the next like few minutes. It's already been past 2.5 hours. I'm mindful of the time. Um, Omar, when it comes to now the legacy that you're trying to build with your channel, and telling the African stories, and also just trying to connect to the world and making sure that you're using your platform to tell the African story. What is that legacy you hope? You hope at least anybody who interacts with everything Africa with Omar will get to like at least live with. Anybody who interacts with you, what do you hope they live with when they interact with everything Africa with Omar?
Okay, one of the things I'm trying so hard for people to actually know is that you can actually relate with an African, a Nigerian, and not be scared of being scammed. Because it's really hard trying to change that narrative because a lot of persons are really, really scared about about relating with Africans, especially Nigerians. They'll be like, oh, you're Nigerian, you're actually a scammer, blah blah blah, and all of that. So I try as much as I can to change that narrative, and I hope and I wish that as much time as I have, that maybe when I'm no longer in this space, People will always remember that Oma had always tried to ensure that African or Nigeria is being seen as a place without stereotypes, like no scamming stereotype, no fraudster stereotype, about people who are genuine hustlers. So that's part of the things I am trying to change. And then also colors. The celebrity entertainment world has actually made certain colors look like that's the standard colors for people to look. You see celebrities trying to bleach their skin, go through rigorous processes just because they want to look certain ways. But if only we can actually understand that being black is not a cause. Some persons will say,
Mm.
being black is actually a cause. It's not a cause. You are not lesser than anybody. So I try to make people, I actually want people to be comfortable in their skin. You don't have to look less. Even if you're as dark as charcoal, like I would say, you don't have to look less. Appreciate your color. And there is nothing like black or white. It's all stereotypes. You have to understand that, whether you like it or not. I will keep saying it on my channel. If you say you are white, I will show you a white paper. If you cannot prove that you are white, please get that you're not white. If you say you are black, there is nothing. So sometimes we use these words because they are actually cliche, but you're not black, you're not white, we are just people of colors. And then you have to understand the fact that all Africans, all Nigerians are not scammers. We are sorry if you met the bad eggs. We are trying to like get them their head correct, but we are all not scammers. We have people who are industrious, people who are creative, people who are word powers. You have to see us beyond the flaws that you are actually creating in your head. So I will keep saying it. Hopefully, like in the media world, we have opinion leaders, we have opinion builders, and all of that. The more you keep saying things, it's going to look like you're not saying anything, but you are forming opinions in people's head. Because at the end of the day, people don't make opinions by themselves. It's very strange, but I don't know if you have noticed it. No single person ever makes an opinion just by themselves. There are several factors that comes into place to make that opinion, and these factors, without them knowing, somehow influenced. So I try to influence different factors. At the end of the day, you might feel like I'm not influencing you, or somebody is not influencing you, but you are being influenced one way or the other. You just have to understand that everybody's being influenced, whether for good or for bad. Because some persons they be like, oh, it's my opinion is my opinion. At the end of the day, if you ask yourself genuine questions, how did you come up with those opinions? So if I can't influence you, I influence the things that can probably influence you. At the end of the day, it's either you rob Peter to pay Paul, you rob Paul to pay Peter, but at the end of the day, you're actually robbing somebody. So it doesn't matter who you rob, you are just paying whatever you have to pay.
Love that. Right. I'm going to ask you like 4 rapid fire questions, and then we'll have the closing question, and then we can let you have your moment of fame where you can just wrap up the conversation for us. I'll ask you 4 rapid fire questions. So these are just one word answers. You don't even need to overthink it. Number one African country, and don't say Nigeria because I know you're going to be biased. One African country everyone should visit right now.
That I want to visit right now.
Yes.
That I
That
want
is not
anyone
your home.
that I want anyone to visit, or I want to visit.
I think that you want anyone to visit. Let me not use you because you are going to say you are home. One African country that everyone should visit right now.
I would say Egypt. I actually like Egypt because of if you have watched the mummy movies and you read about Pharaoh in the Bible, maybe Pharaoh is not actually a bad person. I actually want people to visit Egypt so they can actually help me to ask Pharaoh, are you actually a bad person? Why are we praying against you in Nigeria? Because we're actually praying against you. I want clarity. So they should visit Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. One underrated African creator we should all know.
There are a lot of African creators actually underrated though.
Yeah.
Because over here, it's more like numbers and numbers, and sometimes we actually define sources based on numbers. I don't know who to point, but I don't know, but there are a lot of African creators that are actually underrated. And I wish I had superpowers to make them sing, but I don't have. I can't pinpoint one person because there are a lot.
Maybe we
I
should
have
have
one
said
skill actually. I have one special skill. I like I do this, there's something I call sampling of channels. I sample like 20 channels per day if I have the time. 10, 20
yeah.
channels per day. I check their strength and their weakness, and I try to check what keeps them going without asking them. I just do it on my own. So boss lady used to call me Waka Waka and White. So I've seen lots of creators, and I feel like there are so many creators doing a lot creative
Mm.
stuffs, right? But they are not, the system is not favoring them because now we have like a system of algorithm gatekeeping, so it pushes people to things they want to see and not to things that you actually need them to see.
That's actually a very strong. That's actually a very strong statement, especially now the algorithm has really changed in the recent past. Um, okay, I like that. So it's but I guess the creator in this case could even be Omar. So, but I like how you chose the high road there, not to mention any specific ones, but give credit to a lot of them. One story about Africa that the world is not ready for.
One story about Africa that the world is not ready for is the fact that Africa can do without Western influence.
Ooh, really?
They can. But at the end
I
of the
like.
day, right, there's this particular theory, it's called the devil's theory. And this theory actually says that for every war, for every crisis, there's a benefactor. So
True.
sometimes the problem might not be Judas. The problem might just be we accepting the actual truth. We can't actually do without Western influence. But the leadership of our dear countries has refused to think outside the box. Or will I say they prefer to be spoon fed. Just like a baby that has a big brother. The big brother
Mm.
might not have the best interest, but so long as you can tell somebody, oh, this is my big brother, you're good to go, and they give you chocolate, they buy you biscuits, snacks, good clothes, you're happy. But the question is, why are they doing all these things? We can actually survive without Western influence. We just have to tell ourselves the truth. Why are they trying to put us within a particular unit and make us? I mean, what's the essence? It's like you punished me, you took away something that belongs to me. Not only all of us that you took things that belong to us, we should come together and form an association. Why are we forming an association? We can do without Western influence, but we don't want to. We don't want to believe it. I felt really pained when WHO actually said, was it WHO or America actually said something about taking away certain aids, and some African leaders were crying. I was like, are these people mentally stable? This is an opportunity for you to fight for your country, move yourself. I mean, it's not like this man is doing anything bad. He's helping you to find a way. But then they were
Absolutely.
crying, trying to get a way to come back to receiving crumbs. When you actually have what it takes to make the bread, you have the bakery, you have all the items, but you rather go for crumbs. It doesn't make sense.
I agree. Agree. Welcome, Classic. Nice to see you. Final question. One word. One word to describe Africa today.
Progressive.
Ooh.
Progressive is the word.
Progressive. Okay. That came out so nicely. Progressive. 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 I like how you're not selling a doomsday story, like those sad, like, oh, we are suffering, things like that. I love that. Progressive, 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 progressive. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet connected to Everything Africa with Omar, please click on the link that is pinned on top of my chat. Jump over to her live stream, drop some nice hearts there, some emojis. Just give us support there before we release her. Jump there real quick. Jump there real quick if you've enjoyed this conversation, to make sure that your thumbs up has counted, to make sure that your connection has counted. Make sure you're part of this before we release her. The link is pinned on top of my chat. Click on, just expand that pinned link and then it will throw you over to her live stream. We are streaming both on my channel and her channel. So click on that pinned link, it will take you over there. And I like what Raider says, wise words from Madam Omar, wise words indeed. You know, Omar,
Hey,
this Omar,
hey, brother-in-law. That's actually my brother-in-law.
oh
So
wow,
that's actually right. Not
nice.
like in real life. Not like in real life. I actually call him brother-in-law because he's actually married to a Nigerian lady, and then he had to like go miles, come to Nigeria to get married to her. So I call him brother-in-law because on national level, he's actually brother-in-law.
That's brother-in-law. That's proper brother-in-law. Even yeah, we are going to we are going to force that relationship by force by fire. It's Africa, and thank you so much for that, Rita. We really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And thank you so much, everyone. TK, my brother TK has connected to you from South Africa. Yes, please, guys. In case you have not yet connected to
Thank
Oma,
you.
jump over there so that you connect to her before we release her, so that you're part of that beautiful community. My final and last question on my is very simple. If the world, if the world could hear one message about Africa from you today, what would it be?
One message that I want the world to hear about Africa is that Africans are talented and Africans deserve an opportunity to actually grow their own stuffs. Like I actually hate the fact that when certain African countries want to make certain decisions, there are actually Western powers trying to like babysit them. We can actually do on our own. If we can just be allowed to operate on ourselves. And like I see, there are certain things I won't bring out yet because it's really touching to see that when certain African countries want to actually operate on their own, they get called different names. Their leaders get bullied and all of that until they actually bend. If only they can actually let Africans be themselves, we can do a lot better. We just want, we want at a platform that we can be Africans and we don't have to westernize ourselves, we don't have to sell our cultures, we don't have to sell our traditions. We are not diabolical because we believe in certain things. So long as they're not harming humans, we are not crazy because we do certain things. I mean, some persons will tell you it's actually insane to eat with your hands. Why not eat with cutlery? I don't get it. I'm an African person and I eat with my hands. Why? Because it connects to my brain and it's actually medicinal to me. It's actually my identity. My accent is actually my identity. Who said we should speak Queen's English? Who Queen's English help? It's actually my identity. I should speak the way I speak. My mother tongue is my identity. It doesn't make me an illiterate. It doesn't make me inconsequential. My color is my identity. It doesn't make me less. And yes, I don't have lights. It doesn't make my country even less, even though I wish for my country to do better. But just allow us to grow. Every country on planet Earth, including America, actually fought for their freedom at one point. So let us do the same for ourselves. You don't have to blacklist us when we try to fight for ourselves. We are not criminals. We are not militants. We are just people on the surface of Earth, just like you, trying to navigate. Because at the end of the day, we are all travelers, moving from one point to another. We are not less, we are not inferior, and you're not better than us because you're actually a different skin color. We are all the same.
We are all the same. Special ability learning coming through. But today, Joseph saying, well done, sis. Well done, sis. Well done, sis. Well done, sis. Guys, that is our Sunday service guest. I want to take this moment just to thank Omar for, the time, for just making it here. You've been talking for nearly 3 hours. Can you imagine? It's like 2 hours, 40 minutes. Time flies at the Sunday service like crazy. Can you imagine? So the last thing, guys, if you have not yet connected to Oma, I'm giving you a final chance to make sure that you're connected to her. Just click on the pinned link. It will take you over to her live stream. Make sure you're connected to her so that before we release her, she's going to do her final words, her outro, so that we can release her. As soon as she finishes her outro, we are going to end her live stream. And then you guys, you can jump back over here so that I read the affirmation, and then we are going to figure out where we are going to read. I will kindly request my moderators to give me like the raid command, Goga and Omar raid or something like that. Goga and Omar raid, black and purple hat or somewhere in there, that you're going to use when we go and surprise somebody on YT. I don't know where we're going to raid, but I'll figure it out after this, after we've already released our guest. So in case you've not yet connected to Everything Africa with Omar, my lastie, the lady with the beautiful smile that you're seeing on the screen, please, 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 I beseech you, make sure you connect to her before we we close this down. Bosede is saying you are killing it, Omar, and she's giving you some blessing right there. Thank you so much, Bosede. Bosede painting the chat
Thank
blue,
you.
green, and all that is turquoise. Thank you so much, Bosede, for that super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. David, and appreciate the raid command. Thank you so much for that. So, in case you are not yet connected to Omar, click on the pinned link real quick. Just jump over there, give her a thumbs up, stay there until we end her live stream so that at least the connection can stick. Otherwise, without further ado, I don't see any question on the chat for her. I'm assuming that you guys literally enjoyed listening to her. If you guys felt engaged by her presence, her beauty, her wisdom. For me, I loved her wisdom, especially when it came to articulating some of these issues around growth on YT streets, finding your niche and your voice as a creator, and also in terms of find your own peace even as you're building content. I think I really like that. There's also something she said in terms of doing some analysis when it comes to your own content, just to find out what works, what can you improve, what can you refine, and also the legacy that she hopes to leave. When it comes to her content creation, very interesting and very wise insights dropped by our Sunday service co-host, and thank you so much everyone for just being here to like listen to her and listen to her articulate these issues. Omar, the last assignment we are going to put you on solo layout so that you can finalize, wrap up whatever it is you want to say. And then the moment you say bye, we'll be able to release you. And then tomorrow I will send you a link from my site so that you can just accept it so that it can show the collaboration. You can also do that as well on your site so that you can share it with me, and then I'll be able to accept it also on my site, so that we can cross promote our channels both on my site and on your site. Right. That said, let us put our Sunday service guest on solo layout so that she can wrap this up for us. Over to you.
Oh wow, so I'm the only one on the screen. This is huge. I went to tell Goga that the stylist from Kenya did not actually arrive. I thought I was going to get the stylist. I didn't. But I'm actually honored being here.
You do not need that. You did not need a stylist. You already look stunning. You had your own stylist.
I'm actually honored being here. I mean, today revealed one thing to me, that Omar has actually, I've not actually done the best, but I've done a lot better, because when Goga said I was going to like co-host on the Sunday service, I didn't even know if I had anything to say. But I think yesterday was like no pressure, just. And then when I came in here, I felt I was going to feel like a particular pressure, but I felt calm. I felt like I was saying the stuff that I actually wanted the world to actually hear. So I'm grateful for this privilege, for this opportunity, being being in Kenya. Actually, free flight to Kenya, I didn't pay for nothing. I'm really grateful for each one of you listening to me. Okay, and just for final take, I'm going to share a brief story before I actually go off. I actually studied media, and I could remember back then I was trying to like get media jobs, and they were like, "Oh, you don't have the experience. I will go to different places. I will be turned down." And the place I actually got, I was actually working in a radio station, and I really loved it because I loved talking to the mic, talking to people, getting feedback. It was really interesting. But when I came to YT, I realized that I didn't have to get a qualification to speak at. I just had to speak. And then as creators, there's one particular thing we always want to do. We want to get views. And so sometimes we try to put out videos for clicks. I would actually beg as creators, that you try to verify the authenticness of your information, because one misinformation can actually cause a lot of divide and chaos. People's emotions are beyond numbers and clicks. Threshold has to be met, quite all right, but you have to connect to people, and then their pockets might just get connected to you, because they say a happy man, happy accounts, more like it. And then, like I said earlier, it's okay that you want to grow your channel. It's okay that you want answers, you want clarifications, but you have to be careful where you are sourcing those informations from. Because at the end of the day, these people you're going to source this information from also want to make money. And so, whatever they will give to you might be as a means of getting more income for yourself. They might be telling you the truth, but some truths are relative. So you have to filter out the things that you want to hear. And just for clarity, Africans are not poor, unlike the way the world pinpoints us as to be. Okay? You might not have good access to vehicles. Like there was a place I visited back then, we didn't have access to. There was the means of transportation was really terrible, but I actually learned something unique there. You could hop into buses, into trailers carrying cows, cows, right, and enjoy it. At the end of the day, life is not about luxuries. Life is about finding peace. Life is about growing, and life is about understanding the fact that the world doesn't revolve just around you. Respect people's traditions, respect people's boundaries, and note this: it's not everything is meant to be recorded. Not everything is actually content. Please try to find out the things you want to put out and the things you should not put out. You can say what you want to say and not throw people. Bullying, I said, can be actually controlled, but bullying can actually cost a lot of persons their lives. You don't want to be the reason why people end up fighting each other. And then Goga has actually built a lot of this space called the Goga tribe. Over here, there's one thing I learned on Goga's platform. You can actually win and not drag your fellow creator. You can actually win and not compete with your fellow creator, because at the end of the day, why are we competing? Competition is healthy, but why are we competing when we can all grow together in this platform? And you can also make relationships that actually transcend being unwhitey. Find your peace, find your voice. You're not ugly, you're not short, you're not fat, you're just you. And if anybody ever makes you feel less than who you are, you have to take the person out of your space. Your mental peace supersedes every other peace. And most importantly, be in a community that makes you feel seen, heard. And the best validation that you need is from you. Thank you so much for having me. I hope I did not speak so much rubbish. I'm actually honored. Till we see if the future, know that Africa is a beautiful continent. We want to grow, but that doesn't mean that we are actually less humans. Thank you. Hope you visit Africa one of these days, just like as I plan to visit outside Africa. Peace and love. Am I supposed to say bye? What am I supposed to say?
Don't worry, it came out perfectly. I think I ended your live stream just at the right point when you are saying when you said peace, and I think it came out very nicely. Thank you so much, Omar. May you have an amazing rest of the day. I'm really honored. Thanks so much for spending literally nearly 3 hours of your time with us at the Sunday service. And thank you so much. No, you did not speak rubbish at all. It was wisdom. I think I've seen a side of you that I've never seen, because you're always very playful and we joke a lot. But today, oh my goodness, this was very beautiful. And as you said, the world needed to hear this story, and I think you did an amazing job. Thank you so much. So I will share with you the links on Instagram and anything maybe you may want to ask tomorrow. And you do not need a stylist for sure. You clearly have your own stylist. So, oh well, you looked stunning. Appreciate it.
Thank you
All
guys.
right.
I have to go. My rent has expired. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you. Just in time. Just in time. Just in time. And our Sunday service guest is out. Our Sunday service guest is out. Oh, that was such a beautiful conversation. That was such a beautiful conversation. I think I'm just trying to reflect on some of the things he was saying. She was saying, and if there's something I think she said was prioritize your own peace. I think if you forget everything else that she said, prioritize your own peace when it comes to this content creation journey. It's very necessary, it is imperative, and it's something that you can't run away from. Miss TikTok, thank you so much for the raid. Our super chatters, thank you so much. Thank you so much for like the support. I got some very beautiful blessing from Sun God and courtesy of also Judith ran with me. Read the Explorer, who became my newest channel member, and she says this is her first ever membership on YouTube. Thank you so much. Re was sent over here by Miss TikTok, Miss Titi Mix Vlogs. Thanks so much, Read the Explorer. Re, I'm always on your live stream for some reason. Like I always see you doing your live streams late at night, and I'm always there. So thanks so much, Reed, for that support. I don't take it for granted. My channel member, Iman, thanks so much for the 35 months of trust. I appreciate the love, and much love always as well. Anastasia, thank you so much for the 23 months of trust as well. Empowering Generations, thank you so much for blessing Omar there. Really appreciated. Bosede Joseph, thank you so much as well for your blessing over at Omar. And to all my channel members on the live stream, thank you so much for being here, the Green Army. God bless you for for always coming through and supporting the Sunday service. Guys, I have nothing left to discuss, and there is only two things left. Number one, the raid. Number two is what? Number two is the affirmation. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I can send you guys on a flight. David Dant has already dropped the raid command. It's Goga and Omar raid. Goga and Omar raid. Thank you so much, David, for that beautiful command. Appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Omar is on the chat, guys. Omar is saying, thank you, Goga. Thank you so much, Omar. Appreciate it. Omar is there with you guys on the chat. So in case you have not yet connected, Omar, you can type Goga on the chat so that Nightbot can do your thing. Yes. So please type. No, I did not hear about this. Goga. Red Room, can you continue doing your work on the treadmill? Red Room, leave me alone. Red Room, leave me alone. Let me tell you, I am tired. I have been correcting these allegations. These are I know that person has ever connected to my channel. I have been every single time. I gave up because Fluffy Diva was asking me, Goga, why are you not talking? And I'm like, Fluffy Diva, I gave up. I stopped correcting. Have you ever corrected somebody until you give up completely? Because clearly they've never watched anything on your channel. So I gave up. I totally gave up. That's why I was not even fighting. Because I was like, oh God, here we go again. And she always greets me very nicely. Now I'm always just like, because I'm on somebody's live stream, I have to be polite. But we do know very well that clearly she has never been watched any of my content, because she's always like, hi, sis Goga. So I'm like, oh God. It's like Marciano. You remember when Marciano was saying that people call him sis? Anyway, it is what it is. But like what Omar said, you get to a certain level on YouTube, you pick your battles. I think that's how I roll on YT streets. I choose what to like prioritize. I sometimes I just don't bother about a lot of things, and I think it makes me prioritize my peace, as Omar just said. It makes you, some of these things, just prioritize your peace, because there's nothing you can do. I did this like, I don't know, over 10 times. I gave up. I gave up at that particular point. So when they come, I just say, hi sis, and just go along with it. Then it makes your life easier. You just move on. She'll move on away from me to another person. But anyway, let me not mention her name or anything. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I like Goga. No, you just ignore. It's for your own peace of mind. Because if you keep like escalating it, you'll be getting worked up on people's live stream. And Miss Titi was having an amazing time. She was eating, and I was just like, when you like ignore certain things, people move on and they leave you alone. So it me that's why I live on YouTube. When I don't escalate things, so people move on away from me so that you leave me alone. I cannot me kiambada, as the Jamaicans would say. So it makes me feel more relaxed, and then I don't have to like escalate it. It ends at that. But when you escalate something, it becomes an issue, and then it keeps on going. And then one of the things I know with this creator, um, so you also look at the geography sometimes. Sometimes they are coming from a very clean place. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. They're just being kind and stuff like that. So you're just like, no, yeah. That's why I ignored it. Fluffy Diva was so fascinated. Now I did not even like start a war or anything. And like, Goga, this is unlike the president. You should have like started a full blown World War III. I was like, no, sometimes peace is choosing the fight that you want to pick. And you leave it at that. I totally ignored it and I just said, hi, sis, and I just moved on. Um, so yeah, but anyway, it was good receipts because Fluffy Diva, I know Fluffy Diva was itching. Fluffy Diva was like itching. Mystic Rock, I think, was so busy with her food, so she did not pick it up. Mystic Rock was distracted a bit. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice. But anyway, prioritize your peace, guys. I think that's one thing I liked about what Omar said, and it was, it's important. Uh, why Red don't tell the people he cannot swallow big pills? Leave Google alone. Red in practice to like Red room. Can you focus on your treadmill work? I don't even know how this man is on the treadmill and is busy on the Sunday service. Like he has been chatting too much on the Sunday service, even more than somebody who's supposed to be serious running on a treadmill trying to lose weight. I don't even know how he's able to pull this stand. Red room, leave me alone. He has all the receipts about everything that is going on when he's supposed to be like running on his treadmill. Yeah, leave me alone. But anyway, that was just like one of those moments. And with TikTok, thanks so much. That was a very beautiful live stream today. I really liked your live stream today. It was very positive. Even just how you are admitting about this demonetization and how it has really changed your perspective when it comes to content creation. Miss TikTok, I think you found a very powerful voice. I think there's something different about your live streams, especially the Sunday cookouts. I think, and maybe had the demonetization not happened, maybe that would not have become a thing. But I think keep that cookout thing going on. I think there's something powerful about it, and I think when you get your monetization back, I think that can be a very nice hangout place. Whether you're cooking for 10 hours or 12 hours, I think there's something very powerful about that cook. Like I was even today, I was there like even 1 hour before you started, and I was like, oh yeah, let me see, is this lady going to cook today or she's still broke? And when I saw you had scheduled it, you had put in a thumbnail, a description, and things like that, I was very impressed. And I think that's a very good, it's a very good practice, a very good thing that that you need to have as a creator. Yeah. What is okay? Yes, about Sunday morning live. Yes, please keep that show going. Please keep that show going. It's like the one that Resume started yesterday. The discovery thing where you have a new creator or something like that. I think yeah, it's important to keep that creativity going on. Because sometimes something works, something doesn't, and sometimes you just have to explore and figure out what works, and then you keep what works. I think for me, that's what I appreciate about content creation. Like there's the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. Something may be working today, but if it is no longer working, you can always re-strategize and reset, and that keeps things going. Yeah. So that was a beautiful live stream. Yeah. Resume says, I agree. She has found what she has been looking for. Yes, she's so happy. She's so, like there is, when I knew she was very happy and she's finally in her element. When she stopped, I don't know what she was doing. She was like, when she stopped like showing off the ox thing, she put it on the counter. Then she adjusted her phone and then she went and stood Random, you had not walked into the live stream. I think you are still asleep by then. She put her phone this way, and then she went like away from her phone. She wanted to dance, and then I think somebody distracted her. So me, I was there waiting to record my screenshots. So somebody asked her something, so she distracted her. So she was ready to dance for us. Roll her belly, as Trini would say. That's when I knew this lady is so comfortable in her own skin. This is what she needs to be doing. She was just extremely herself, and I think it was a very beautiful thing to see. Of course, she forgot, and then she came back. She started cooking, and then I'm like, "Hey, you're supposed to be dancing for us. Some of us are here busy recording receipts. Can you go back and do what you wanted to do?" And she did roll her belly, Red. She did roll her belly. She rolled her belly. It was so nice. It was so beautiful to see. Um, Hello, my darlings. Hey, Simone, welcome back. Simone, you must be back from vacation. Welcome back, Simone. How are you doing, Simone TV? Welcome. How was your? Oh, I'm starting to discuss people's business, and it's not yet on YT. Welcome, Simone, my darling. How are you doing, Simone? And then Red is saying that Fluffy has picked up to, yeah, Fluffy is a whole thing. I like Fluffy Diva TV. Ladies and gentlemen, that song rings. That Fluffy Diva song lives rent free in my head. It's always playing in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, I love that. I love that song. I love that song. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's a very beautiful song. Well done, Reds. I know Reds said, "Guga, why you not giving credit where it belongs?" Yeah, well done. Well, that song is so beautiful. Anytime I'm listening to Fluffy Divas, Fluffy, Fluffy Diva TV. Ooh. I had a nice trip, Goga. Simone, we want the video, we want the receipt, we want to see everything that you did on that trip. That is content. That is content right there. We want to see content. Yeah, guys. Simone went on a trip for her birthday. Let me just tell you, I'm just going to give you a hint. Simone went on a trip for her birthday abroad, but you did not hear it from me. It was not local. Not local like local reviewer, because some of you I'll end up saying locally, and then you go and make this like a whole mix up. It was not a local trip. It was a foreign trip. We are waiting for content. We are waiting for content. We are waiting for content. So welcome back, Simone. I hope you had an amazing time, and please say hi to your. Please say hi to your. Titi, it was not Dubai. Titi, nobody can go to Dubai now, Titi. Titi, Dubai is like, nobody can access Dubai right now. Titi, even you and your mix-up receipts, you need to get your receipts correct. No one can fly to Dubai at this point. There's still a bit of a gray area there. No one can fly there. Pick another country. Pick another country. You can't say Dubai. Nobody can go to Dubai, right? It's like saying somebody is visiting Israel. Like, get your receipt. Get your receipts in order. You cannot be mixing up people's receipts and then you end up picking the wrong country. No. Get your receipts accurate at least, so that even when you are peddling the receipts on the white streets, it's accurate. You have to be peddling the correct gossip. You can't be like running like your mouth on, and the receipts are like not factually accurate. There are countries you can't say that she went, so you have to pick country. You have to guess, like, you can say maybe she went to the US. You can say she went to Jamaica. Pick your receipts correctly. You can't like be in this mix-up business. You have to be very factually correct. Otherwise, people will not believe you. Yeah, but anyway, Goga has an archive for receipts. Oma, yes, I do keep an archive. And then this archive, when somebody is trying to like when somebody is trying to make my life difficult, I go to the archive and I release the receipts. Fear me. It's usually for blackmail purposes. Usually it's for blackmail purposes, in case like, let's say somebody is trying to like make my life difficult on YouTube. I use receipts for blackmail reasons. Yeah. I use my receipts for blackmail reasons. But it's part of content. Yeah. So like, in case I want somebody to join the membership, I can blackmail them with the receipts. I'm a business person. Like, at the end of the day, YouTube is a business. Guys, I have to make money. I have to buy a camera. I have to afford this. This presidential lifestyle is not easy. I have to afford. I can. You can. You have to afford the presidential lifestyle. Yeah. You think I cannot be broke? So receipts have to be used as leverage. Yeah, guys. Ah, that's it, guys. Allow me to like clap and leave. Let me get the affirmation. Let me get the affirmation and the read. Where was I sending you guys on the read? I'd already even selected the read destination. Yo, I would have crashed this jet badly. The person I was going to send you on a raid just ended. So let me pick another location. See death has. I wanted to send you guys to see death, but see death has ended his live stream, and see death is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I thought we would have gone to support him there to get him a few supporters. Let me see who else is live. Dr. Alice is live. I can send you guys to Dr. Alice. Dr. Alice Africa is live. She's looking amazing. I've just peeped there. I'll send you guys to Dr. Alice Africa. Save support papers by there and stuff. Goga, kindly connect to Titi. Vivid, oh my god, Vivid, no. Vivid, oh my goodness, guys. Vivid, it is Sunday. For Christ's sake, it is Sunday, Vivid. Weren't you just in the bush minding your business? Was this necessary? Vivid, why are you like this? It is Sunday, for Christ's sake. We are just coming from the Sunday service. Pastor Omar has preached very well. Vivid, why are you like this? Vivid, why are you like this? Like, was this necessary? Was this necessary? Like, this is too much. Vivid, was this necessary? Why is Simone catching straight? Like, Simone, now you have to clarify that you did not go to hedonism. Simone, now the rumors are going to start flying that you went to hedonism. Simone, now you have to clarify. I cannot help you. You have to drop a video, because this is the rumor that they are going to run along with, because hedonism is not it's still a yes fly zone, so it's not a blocked flight zone. You have to drop a video. Simone, you have to drop a video. Otherwise, by the end of the week, they are going to say how you are spotted at hedonism. This is going to be the rumor they are going to run with. Vivid, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize, because I did not know Vivid was just there in the bushes. This Vivid, like, we were just like about to end the live stream. Vivid just came with these hedonism allegations. That is the rumor everybody is going to remember, because we all know Vivid. We all know hedonism has a reputation. I did not say anything. I just said Simone TV was abroad. She just came back. I did not say the location, but I told people it is not Dubai. It is, don't pick those countries where people cannot fly at the moment. But it is definitely, I did not say hedonism, but I am also not going to, I can neither confirm nor deny, because even me, I don't know where they were. I can neither confirm nor deny, but I know hedonism. I'm not the one who volunteered that information. I did not, it is Vivid who was like there in the bushes. I did not volunteer that information. I did not. I totally did not. I was just here minding my business. I did not volunteer that information. I have not, guys, I did not say that Simone was at hedonism. It came from Vivid One. I have to clarify this, because this is the rumor that is going to run on YT streets. Hey, Local Review is in the building. Welcome, welcome, Local. How are you doing, Local? Your wife is not here, by the way. I just thought you should know. Local Review in the building. Thanks so much, Local, for coming in. Local, beautiful video. I was telling people about the receipts you did this week. Beautiful video. And thanks so much, Local, for the comments you left on my shorts. I know you're busy collecting receipts, Local, for your next video this week. I know you are collecting receipts for your next video, local. So what are you doing on my shorts, local? I saw you there. I know you are collecting receipts for your next scandalous video like the one you did this week where you're busy selling people's tea. I saw. Welcome, welcome, local reviewer. Nice to see you. Fluffy Diva says, I am quiet, so I'm not here. Fluffy, your husband is here. Fluffy, your husband is here. Please, please, please. How comes your husband did not raid? You had one job. You are supposed to show your husband how to raid. He told us that you have refused, you have not been seen home for the last 1 week. Your husband said that you have not reported at home for the last 1 week. He has been waiting for these smoothies. He just sees you making smoothies on YouTube. Even the lesson that you're supposed to teach him about raiding, yeah, he is not very optimistic or hopeful that that lesson is going to happen. Guys, I am not one to peddle gossip, but it appears that there is trouble in paradise. But I'm not one to peddle gossip. I'm not one to peddle gossip. I'm just saying. How can a husband be looking for the wife on this Whitey street? Meanwhile, the wife is very busy bragging on Whitey streets. Hi, husband. Hi, babe. I'm on my husband's live stream. Goga cannot chat. Guys, did you see that yesterday? Did you see Fluffy Diva? It wasn't just, it was actually today. Fluffy Diva today. Sorry, I'm at my husband's live stream. I cannot chat. I'm just saying. Local, even if you bribe me with a membership, who told Local that he has to join my membership for me to stop his receipts? Who told Local to join my membership? Local, why? Local, why did you join my membership before I finish receipts? Local, that is savage. Local, that is savage. Oh my goodness. Local, that is savage. Like, no way. Local. Local, was that really necessary? Local, that is extremely savage. Local, now I cannot milk this. I needed to milk. Local, why did you like join the membership before I finish the receipts? Local just silenced me, guys. He's now a member. His receipts are safe. I cannot discuss his business, guys. He literally, yes, when you join my membership, you're going to be protected from receipts. You'll never be a subject of this conversation. Local, thank you so much for that membership. Thank you so much for that blessing. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. Fluffy Diva, why did you tell your husband to join my membership? Fluffy Diva, I know you are busy whispering things there next to him. Why did you tell Local to join the membership, Fluffy Diva? Now I can't discuss your business. Now I can't, and today your receipts are the hottest things to discuss. Fluffy Diva, now I can't discuss your business. Guys, that is the end of the receipts, unfortunately. Local Review is now an official Tribe Goga member, so I cannot discuss the member's business. And Local is Fluffy Diva's YouTube husband, so he has bought himself and the wife immunity. So unfortunately, I cannot say anything further because I've been paid. Yeah, I've been paid. I've been paid to shut up. So unfortunately, guys, at the end of the day, I remember I'm a business person. I cannot mess my sources of success. The jet has fuel that I need to pay for. I live in a palace that has staff that need to be paid. The palace grounds have to be maintained. I have a motorcade that has to run on fuel despite this war that is taking place in the world. I have to preserve my payments, guys. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up with this receipt. Thank you so much, Local, for the membership. Hey, Chef Z. Welcome, Chef Z. Nice to see you. This is Chef Z. Local is saying, Goga, what's my other number we can chat? Oh my God, Local, shh. Local, shh. Local, can you stop? Local, this is why your wife will you're going to get us into trouble with your wife. I will give you my private number, then I can tell you the other receipts. But now as a member, you get access to the presidential receipts. So I will tell my people to reach to your people so that we can make that happen. Okay. Shh. We'll discuss that business after this, after the service, after the service, after the service. Once again, guys, in case you have not yet connected to Everything Africa with Oma, please make sure you're part of that. Make sure you're part of that community. I think she did an amazing job, and thanks so much, Oma, for really gracing us at the Sunday service. Thank you so much for that. Fluffy Diva, please make sure you teach your husband how to read. Please, I beg you, teach your husband how to read. You only had one job. Your husband is complaining about how she is not getting smoothies. Meanwhile, Fluffy Diva, you're always making smoothies on your channel. So your husband is wondering where these smoothies are going. I'm just saying, I'm just reporting information that went down today at Miss TikTok's live stream. The man is complaining about smoothies that he just sees these smoothies being made on YouTube, but he has never seen them in the house. I'm just reporting information. I'm just reporting information as it was reported. I am not one to gossip, but I'm just saying. What else did he complain about? I will teach him, but he's busy with work. Yes, but he says the only reason he's busy with work is he keeps on saying it's because of your expensive lifestyle. Apparently, it is not easy to maintain such a queen like Fluffy Diva. So that is why he's busy with work. Like today, he had to do payroll. Yesterday, he had to do something, I think, at the restaurant. Yeah, so Fluffy, please do. Fluffy, please do what needs to be done. Do what needs to be done so that we. Red, who is Omar? Who is Omar? Remove the R from Omar. It is Omar. Redzu, I know you have a problem pronouncing Nigerian names because those 7 women rejected you. Redzu, it is Omar. It's not Omar. Omar. Like Omar. Like you have to stop abruptly. Everything Africa with Omar, not Omar. Omar is a male name. It's a Muslim name. Omar is a Muslim male name. Redzu, can you remove the R from Omar? It is Omar. Like you said, Omar. I can't wait. Renzo wants to say this tomorrow on his live stream. Because Renzo always has a way of butchering people's names badly. Everything Africa with Omar, not Omar. Not Omar. Those are his feet. He's busy like typing people's names wrongly and stuff. Anyway, guys, allow me to love and leave you. Let us go on the read. Let me set up the redirect before we crash, and then some people have receipts. Now that Timon is back from abroad, is going to join this craziness. Let me say that I can set up the read. Okay, I have gotten the read. Let me get the affirmation. The affirmation was so beautiful. You're going to love this affirmation, guys. This is the affirmation. This is the affirmation. Let me pause that music a bit. I'll pause that music briefly so that we can read the affirmation. Auntie, welcome. Auntie, you are late. We are just about to leave. You've missed some receipts, but I've been silenced. Now Local is our channel member. I cannot discuss business. Local has decided to shut me up, so I'm going to protect the intelligence, because I have to. Getting threshold is not easy, guys. So you have to protect the business. Welcome, Auntie. Welcome, Auntie. Red, I missed everything. Red is at the treadmill trying to lose weight. He wants to be thin like me. Miss TikTok says Omar is a common name for us. Omar is a Muslim male name. You say Omar. Everything Africa with Omar. That is how you say it. Right. This is the affirmation, guys. This is the affirmation. Then I can send you guys to go and gossip on the chat somewhere else on the raid destination before I crash. Because I know some people here are just waiting for me to crash. People have been looking for receipts. People are trying to post issues even when there are no issues. Even this Fluffy Diva, she's been trying to post receipts even when there are no receipts. Goga and Omar raid. Yes, Rezum has gotten it, guys. Rezum has gotten the command. Whatever Rezum has typed, that is the raid command. Goga and Omar raid. That is the raid command. And thanks so much once again, Local. I really appreciate the support. May your pot brim in abundance. Thank you so much, Local Reviewer. And guys, if you don't have Local Reviewer just hit 1,000. We are trying to get Local now to be fully monetized. So he's working hard towards his WH, and I know the wife is going to do an amazing job in terms of making sure that we get this to happen. So in case you don't have a local reviewer, please make sure you connect to him. He's very supportive, by the way, and he's extremely funny. He's extremely funny, and he owns a restaurant that you may want to like give it reviews on Google. He owns a very popular restaurant. That is why Fluffy Diva is always been seen in very very expensive cars, very expensive handbags, Birkin. Because I think I've seen Fluffy Diva carry a Birkin bag on her live stream, and she's always wearing red bottoms, heels. Yeah. When you see Fluffy Diva looking like $1,000,000, there's a husband behind Fluffy Diva who is responsible for all this expensive lifestyle. So yes. So in case you don't have local reviewer 82, make sure, yeah, ladies, if you're single and searching, I just realized that was mixed up. Yeah, ladies, you need to connect to local reviewer 82. Yeah, yeah. Let me leave it at that. Okay. This is the affirmation, guys. Before I lose my mind, this is the affirmation. This is the affirmation. This is the affirmation. Auntie, leave me alone. We are leaving. We are leaving. This is the affirmation. This is the affirmation. And local says I'm expensive too. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they need to come and support it because he owns a Michelin star restaurant. He owns a Michelin star restaurant. Ladies, you want to be part of that community. Fluffy Diva caught me on the Goga is already married. Fluffy Diva, if your husband has not seen you for the last 1 week, auntie, you did not hear it from me, but there may be trouble in paradise. Allegedly, this is what happened at Miss TikTok's live stream today. Allegedly, apparently, the husband is complaining about how he has never been given a smoothie. He only just sees these smoothies on YouTube. And apparently the wife has not been seen in the house for the last 1 week. I know. You did not hear it from me. I'm just like repeating what I saw on that chat. I'm just repeating, allegedly. I'm just repeating what I heard. So, welcome, Lazarus. How you doing, Lazarus? Thank you so much for supporting Omar. I saw you earlier. Thank you so much, Lazarus, man. Allegedly, this man always just sees these smoothies being made on YouTube, like the rest of us. Fluffy Diva TV, da, 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, he just sees these things and he hears those Queen songs. Allegedly, because he did not raid. So when local did not raid, and he ended up at Miss TikTok. So I was like, local, why did you not trade? Because I went there just when he was ending his live stream. And then he said, my wife has not taught me how to raid as you had promised. And I was like, but it's your wife, you live in the same house. You should know how to raid. And then he's like, okay, even me, I'm wondering. So, auntie, you did not hear it from me, but whatever you do, that information is entirely up to you, right? Whatever you do, that information is entirely up to you. So I've just shared what you missed today. Of course, I've embellished it a bit. It's not really, I've embellished. When you watch the live stream, I think by mistake, you will get the actual happenings of what went down. Guys, I need to read the affirmation. We need to go. All right. But I'm just allegedly. It's all alleged. I'm just repeating what I saw. You did not hear it from me. I don't gossip. I don't, me, I don't discuss people's business, but yeah. Auntie says I will use my best interpretation. But local also just joined my membership, auntie, so I cannot discuss further details. But the husband seems to want more information, so I think I'm being enabled here, so I don't know that to discuss further. But he just bought my silence. He joined the membership, and I have to protect members' receipts. But I saw that war on the chat, but I was just minding my business. I don't repeat gossip, but I'm just saying that's what went down. So however you choose to interpret it tomorrow on your show, However you decide to spin it, by all means, by all means. And then you'll notice that you'll notice that Red is calling everybody sis. This also went down on Miss TikTok's live stream. This also went down on Miss TikTok's live stream. There's this lady who always calls me sis on YouTube. And I was telling Red that this person has never watched my channel, because in this time and age, and she's always very nice and sweet. Hi Goga sis. Hi Goga sis. So now Fluffy Diva was on that live stream. So Fluffy Diva decides to like say, Goga, why are you not like retaliating and you're being called sis? And I just told Fluffy Diva I gave up a long time ago. I've corrected this person like over 10 times. I just got tired. So nowadays I don't correct. So it's say, hi Goga sis. I just say, hi sis. I just leave it at that. It makes your life easier. It just makes your life easier. Now, Fluffy Diva, who was on that live stream, decided to take the receipts. The first person she decides to go and tell, Rezum, have you seen this thing? Sis. Now everybody has been. So Rezum came here. The entire live stream we've been here with Oma. Rezum was not calling Oma sis. He's like, hi sis, Goga, I'm on the treadmill. Hi sis, like, me, I stopped correcting people, guys. It just makes your life easier. So, oh my goodness. So, Flappy is like, how did you know it was me? Because you wrote it down on the chat. You said, Goga, I have written down these 6 receipts. Then the next person who said, because Miss TikTok did not pick it up. Miss TikTok was so busy, she did not pick it up. You are the only person who picked it up. Then I know you went and reported to Red's Room. And then Red's Room, the first thing Red's Room did when he came to this live stream, that is all he was saying. He was greeting Omar and Goga sis. He's just been singing that the entire time. The entire time on the live stream. So I know you're the one who went and reported these allegations. It cannot be anybody else. It has to be you, Fluffy. It has to be you. Now look at Professor Green. Sis, go, Prof, leave me alone. Prof, leave me alone. Prof, you cannot be part of this blunder. You cannot be part of this. Trinidadian living in Finland. That's another person who needs to be stopped. Trini went and did a whole song about Goga. I need to send my lawyers over there so that he can be arrested clearly. But anyway, guys, I love you. I love how you guys have made it has been a very positive year not year. I meant it has been a very positive second quarter of the year. I just love the positivity. Let me tell you, when we started the year, it was a bit rough because I think we were coming from drama. A lot was going on YouTube streets. But thank you for taking back. Thank you for taking back the control. We need that positivity, the laughter. It was how when Auntie was doing her live stream this week, and she was talking about the no-fly zone thing, and she had to do a whole press statement that, guys, I did not crash. It was so amazing how Auntie had to do a whole press statement to clarify what went down when she raided us over to Kathleen's place and people were timed out. You are creating humor out of content, and I think it's just amazing humor, and it's very mature, it's very beautiful humor, and people can look back and laugh at themselves, and I think I really like that. There's something that totally shifted this second quarter of the year, and thank you for propagating that positivity. We needed it. Thank you for propagating that positivity. Thank you for propagating that I don't know. Just thank you for doing that, guys. I think we needed that. And you can see everybody is so positive. Redon keeps on saying this on his live stream. People are so positive. People are so happy. Even the demonetized crew, they're demonetized, but they're making fun. They're making fun of themselves with that demonetization thing. They're not making it dramatic. It's just very beautiful to see. And I just want to say thank you so much for making that. I think that's what makes me love YouTube. Miss TikTok. Miss TikTok, leave me alone. Miss TikTok, leave me. This one, Miss TikTok, you are not mentioning names. Miss TikTok, leave me alone. I am not going to get into trouble. You already put me in enough problems on YouTube. I am not going to get into trouble again. Miss TikTok, leave me alone. I did not mention names for a reason. Leave me alone. I beg. Leave me. Leave me alone. David Ant has already posted the raid command. Retum has already posted the raid command. It is Goga and Omar raid. Omar's brand is black. My color is purple. We are living. We are living. I am not going to be part of this craziness. Oh my God. Really? This is too much. Miss TikTok, leave me alone. We were not supposed to mention names. Why is this woman like this? Why is this woman like this? Like, what is wrong with her? What's wrong with this woman? This one is going to get us into trouble. Like, we have been very quiet, you have been very like diplomatic. Then her, nobody even asked her. Goga, did you know that? Okay, thank you so much. Local viewer says, thank you for being you, Goga. Thank you. You're most welcome. Local, we are waiting for part 2 of your secret tips. We are waiting for part 2 of your secret tip. I think you really got everybody talking this week. Local, we are waiting for part 2 of your secret tips. And please make sure your wife is part of that craziness because she's always like an instigator. How can your wife be missing from the secret tips, yet we all know she's an instigator on these whitey streets? Like, how can your wife be safe from your receipts? Local, we need the part 2, but make sure your wife is also part of the investigations because how did she miss in the entire drama? For 5 minutes, I was waiting to see her featured. Zero, nothing. She was not there. She was not there at all. So we want to see part of Miss TikTok, really? Miss TikTok, you're a mess. Let's just say, Miss TikTok, you need help. Go to church. Miss TikTok, you need help. This Miss TikTok is a mess, guys. Guys, without further ado, allow me to like send you on a raid. We're going on a flight, but before we go there, I want to read this affirmation. I want to read it. Fluffy Diva, you're in the drama, but you only saw your face. Your husband did not say anything about you. Your husband did not say anything about you. We just saw your face there, but you did not. There was nothing. We wanted the receipts. TikTok, Auntie, Red's Room, Trini. Who was the other person who was mentioned? Tandra. There was somebody I think who is expecting twins, and I think I know the father. There are people who got a lot of airtime in that 5-minute video. It was just showing your pretty face. Your husband is totally protected you from the drama. Yeah. Work Play Live was there. Casper the Ghost was there. So yeah, there are so many people who are like dragged into that craziness. But Roxanne, even poor Roxanne. Roxanne is always very innocent. How did Roxanne get such airtime over at local reviewers like Secret Tips? It was interesting. Misha was so shocked. I went to Misha's live stream the other day, and Misha was so shocked how she ended up as part of the receipts. And she's blaming me for the entire thing. She said, Guga, you are the one who has made me get dragged into people's husbands' videos. And I'm like, Misha, how was I responsible? She was the last seen on that video, even as she was very shocked how she was part of it. And I was like, Misha, I did not say anything. So she's trying to like spin and blame me for that entire drama. I did not even do anything. Like I didn't. Misha is like running her mouth on YouTube streets that I'm the one who got her involved in the secret tapes. I did not do any single thing. Misha, if you're watching this right now, because I know you're watching in the bushes, Misha, if you're watching me right now, whatever you did to local that you ended up in his secret tapes, that is your business alone. Don't get me dragged into into that bangaram. That wasn't bangaram, yeah? That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Miss TikTok, I saw what David wrote. Don't worry, I will deal with David tomorrow on his live stream. Okay? I will deal with David tomorrow on his live stream when he's doing his music and he's trying to be serious. Keep being positive, guys. Keep the humor going. Keep the support going. I think that is what we need as a community. And I really appreciate that support. And I really appreciate you guys bringing back the joy. We were feeling very sad at the beginning of the year, but I think I like how the joy is coming back. The joy is coming back. The positivity is coming back. We needed this laughter. And guys, keep that going. It is infectious. It is transferable. It is going to a lot of channels. Let us keep that love and support going. And I think for me, that is the whole reason I believe in YouTube. It propagates that love and support that is needed in the community. And that speaks to the affirmation that I'm going to read. And even when you reflect on what Everything Africa with Omar was saying during her interview, as we listen to this affirmation, May it be your guide as you navigate the week ahead. Next Sunday, we are going to have Melissa. Melissa dies as the final guest for the Sunday service. And Wednesday, we'll figure out what to discuss at the academy. I will put it up. I will put it up on Tuesday, probably. But the affirmation, this is what the affirmation says. It's a bit long, but I hope you guys enjoy what it says. Oof, this affirmation is powerful. The moment I finish typing this affirmation, you better type on the chat, I affirm. I affirm. The affirmation says, there are things that matter only because we have decided that they do. There are things that matter only because we have decided that they do. A song, a street, a chipped coffee mug, a date on the calendar, a hat worn old and soft from travels during someone's life, a gold ring you'll never have chosen for yourself, except it once belonged on the fingers of your grandma, of your pap, a flask with words engraved on the back from when you were 16, an old ornament from the house you grew up in that now holds your entire childhood inside of it, a feather you found, a rock you gave meaning to, a receipt, a receipt. Don't laugh, Goga, don't laugh. Don't laugh, it's affirmation time. A receipt. An old garlic press that does not work as well as a new one would, but was left behind from someone you loved. So it is the only one you now use. A YouTube channel. Things do not arrive carrying meaning. We give it to them. We attach memory, grief, joy, tenderness, longing, and suddenly something ordinary begins to hold an entire world inside it. A mug becomes proof of how loved you once felt. A ladder covered in old paint becomes a way of feeling close to someone who once used it every day. A song becomes a doorway back to your parents singing in the backyard, their voices drifting through the night while you listened from your bed. A place matters because you changed inside it. A street matters because your heart first broke there. A book matters because of who gave it to you. A broken camera matters because of the pictures you took with it and the places it took you. A piece of clothing matters because someone wore it until it carried the shape of them. A small object matters because it is one of the only things left that still feels like a thread. The meaning is rarely in the thing itself. It is in the thread between you and it. I'll repeat that part. The meaning of something that matters, be it your YouTube channel, be it your relationships, be it your friendships, be it your work, is rarely in the thing itself. It is in the thread between you and eat. That right there is the affirmation, guys. I hope it spoke to you as you navigate the week ahead. May you find that which matters in whatever it is that you're going to set yourself to do this week. I will see you on Wednesday at the Global Online Giants Academy. I affirm. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, brace yourself. The jet has been fixed. And we are ready to take off. So get the jet. Find strength.